Hello, everyone. Welcome to the King of Anime podcast. That was such a delay. I have no idea why I delayed that much, but yes, we are here this week to talk about, deliver all of the delicious anime discussion. Can we put that on the shirt? Delicious anime discussion? Delicious discussion?
The acronym would be perfect. It would spell dad.
Hey, yeah. That's true. And we got a lot of dads this week on KOA. We got EA here. We have Satsuki, presumably.
Allegedly.
And I'm not a father.
Some people call
in
him
a traditional
daddy.
sense. But I'm a father of Sabelina. Best girl.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So we got a bunch of dilfs on the podcast. Oh, my thing fell over. How's everybody doing this week, though?
I'm doing pretty swell. Have y'all boys watched the last season of Arcane?
I have not.
We got to I think it was episode 6, so we just need to finish up the last 3 episodes, and then we'll all be caught up. But it's really good so far. I really enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
fantastic
as good as
series.
season 1, but it's really good.
I enjoyed the ending myself. I thought it was really, really good. I highly recommend it, and Arcane just goes out there to show that, just because you watch cartoons doesn't mean it's a silly, goofy type show. Ew, you watch cartoons? And I look him right in the face and go, yeah, I watch shit like Arcane. What's up?
I was I had a stream and we were basically just reminiscing over cartoons and stuff. And you go back to some cartoons and this is an argument that people have had, like current cartoons are so political and stuff like that. And you go to some of these old cartoons, I mean, they've always been like that. But it's just funny to see how much some of the stuff you catch as an adult as opposed to when you watch it as a kid. Because you know what? That's something I appreciate about cartoons. It caters to a certain audience and it has that surface level humor, but it also has something. It has a layer to it that is for adults. Because adults are making it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I feel like we used to make better stuff. It's out there. You just gotta look for it. Case in point, Arcane and whatnot. But yeah, there was just I feel like there was just more quality back in the day. But I don't know. That's just probably me, just being an old man. Old man
I'd
yelling
say
at a cloud.
I would say things are on average way better than they were back in the day, just because everyone grew up with it and is such a fan with it, and they've grown upon what came before. I think the issue is the things surrounding it, the business part.
Yeah,
sucks the joy out of a lot of things. But enough depression. This is KOA, where we get depressed.
I hope so.
No cap.
If you guys haven't already, make sure to leave a like on the podcast, share it out with your friends. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/King of Anime. For just $1, you get a bunch of extra podcasts, Pokemon, drunken stories.
Keep going.
But Monica Magica, one of my favorite ones.
Keep going.
Oh god, what else do we have?
Watamote.
Watamote.
We also have
something else, but
I think there was I think there was another one, but I could be wrong. We also have a Blue Sky. So come make some biscuits with us or die, and subscribe to us, bitch.
And I was like, bitch.
I think I did it actually longer than last week, but I've officially renounced my time on Twitter.
Oh,
It's
really?
it's done. Yeah. I made it. My last tweet was just like, "This is going to be my last tweet." I'm not. So, I still go to it just because some people have links to it, and then I'll click it to open
Sure.
up to see like what I need to see. But I mean, I logged out of it. I logged out of Twitter on my phone completely, and I haven't had the app for months at this point.
Yeah, there's no reason to use it. It's none of it is real. It is all just negative echo chamber. Stroke my ego, Elon Musk stuff. It's
I
boring.
love you.
Blue
Speaking
Ski's
of
great
love,
because it's positive. It's fun.
welcome in Decrepit Storm and Neon Victor.
What's going on?
And yes, Neon, for $1, you could also see the Pokemon podcast, where C Tactics talks about your arm in great detail.
That's my favorite Pokemon.
The Neon arm.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, do we have any news? Do we have anything?
I don't have anything.
There hasn't been news in anime in like I feel like centuries at this point.
Yeah, nothing. Well, I guess I'll play this just to cover my bases. We got something to never give you the blues. Now let's get ready for the KOA. Just the only thing that's going on right now is video game wise. There's leaks and rumors about the Nintendo Switch successor, which is being deemed the Nintendo Switch 2. That's a working title. Who knows if that's what it's gonna be end up as? But there's gonna be apparently a remake of Pokemon Gold and Silver coming for that system.
Oh, for that system.
Yeah, for that system.
I was about to say, okay, makes sense then.
Yeah, just the whole nostalgia bait thing and whatnot, and they're probably gonna get red, blue, and yellow eventually at some point. But I just thought that was interesting. Again, it's a quote unquote leak, but who knows how true it is and whatnot. But yeah, Nintendo Switch 2 coming. The announcement's supposed to come. I'm almost positive it's gonna be like around Christmas time, like in December. They're gonna announce it, and then it's gonna come out in March because, uh, that's what they did to the original Switch in 2017. So it's gonna be officially 8 years since that came out, and we're gonna get the successor here
I have
pretty
breaking
soon.
news.
All right.
Breaking news. I have the name for the new Nintendo Switch.
All right.
It is
Let's hear it.
the Nintendo Twitch.
Someone's happy.
Sasuke he looks like he wants to leave.
Sasuke's like, I quit Twitter for this.
I'm hoping that the Nintendo, the Switch, the sequel to the Switch, whatever they call it, I'm hoping that the controllers are better. It's been multiple times I have trouble with the Joy-Con controllers, so that's all. That's all I'm really hoping for.
Did you have the one that kind of looks similar to this one, but it's like in all black? Did you ever get those ones?
I've had one. I do have one of those. I put it in my closet because it's so light and I don't like it.
Really?
I need it to be a little, yeah.
Hmm.
And it feels kind of smallish.
Okay.
What I did get this weekend was an adapter, which is supposed to allow me to be able to play my PS5 controller with the Switch.
Oh wow!
I don't know. Yeah. Somebody in my chat was talking about it, and I was like, "That's possible." And, I had the same reaction as you. I was like, "That's possible," and they were like, "Yeah, I have an adapter." So I looked it up, and I haven't tried it out yet.
Well, let us know how it works.
Yeah. If it works, I'll definitely use my controller. I'm way more used to a PS5 controller than anything else.
I think it should work just fine. because I on the Steam Deck, I emulate the entire console on the Steam Deck in 1080p, and you can use like the gyro aim and all that stuff. And
Steve. Sorry.
technically not, because I do have a Nintendo Switch.
No. Copycat.
I can never win, can I?
You are an imposter.
Yeah, Satsuki, you're an imposter.
No, he's talking about you.
Why would I be an imposter? What have I done to
Because-
an impost?
You're the emulator.
Yeah, you're the emulator.
I'm not
that's
the
right.
emulator. I'm just download. I'm the downloader. I downloaded the emulator.
Gaming.
Yeah.
Gaming. Oh, man. Oh, I guess some other kind of breaking news. For those in attendance from around the world and the people watching all over the United States, ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming back to San Diego next year. I'm going back to San Diego Comic-Con. That's right.
Gracing San Diego.
Yep. So if you're in the neighborhood around that time, San Diego Comic-Con, I know LE, you know, who knows? Maybe he'll be in the area. I'll say hi to him. That'd
When
be
is
cool.
that?
Oh, it's in July, like
Oh.
end of July.
Oh.
It's usually around that time, so the weather's
Okay.
gonna be nice and beautiful. But yeah, all tickets are sold out. You had to be a part of the event in order to get it, and I got it.
Hell yeah. Awesome.
But they have a bunch of fun stuff to do, like outside of the convention. So there's always something to do.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Anything else?
The Nintendo 360.
Dave is in the chat. David said, emulator the Switch is always better than playing on the Switch. I'm from Poland, not US, not even close.
Not even close, baby.
Well, let's go ahead.
That's a
Let's
nice
go
shirt,
ahead
Tom.
and talk about.
Thank you.
Oh shit!
Sorry, no, I just noticed that the her name's Miku, right, from Death Note.
Misa Amane.
Yeah, but I remember the person from Death Note, so
Everybody's favorite killer idol.
I freaking love him.
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 18. This episode was freaking awesome. Maria Ross is alive, y'all. Best girl is still in the show.
They pulled the wool out from under my eyes.
But what if it's not Maria Ross?
Who could it be?
Envy.
Now, wouldn't that be? I mean, you
Did
talking
she learn
about
how to be
top
nice?
10 anime betrayals.
Yeah, that was the biggest telltale. Just, is this person an asshole or not? Okay.
Okay, it seems like they're a nice individual and a pleasant person to be around. This is not envy.
This must be Maria Ross. Tom Maria Ross.
We discovered that she's apparently a tomboy. Would you say that that's the case, Satsuki?
I mean, she has a look. I don't
Yeah.
know if. I mean, we don't know much about her, so I don't know about her personality.
Yeah,
but
she doesn't punch people in the face when she gets mad.
And it's interesting. She has like the look of a tomboy, but she doesn't really act at all like one. She just kind of acts like a regular person. It's really weird. Really, really weird.
maybe because she is a regular person. See, Tactus, have you ever considered that possibility?
No, I have not. No, I have
Oh, well,
not.
there you go.
Those exist?
Regular people exist, see.
Women can be.
Wait. Hold on.
Normal?
Back up. What was that word you said?
Women?
I didn't say that.
What was that word? Yeah, what does that mean?
Women. It
Oh, you
means
don't. You haven't seen one before?
It's the opposite of what we are.
Huh? Isn't that like dogs or something?
Yeah.
No. And if you're thinking about the B word, no. But it's opposite gender, good sir.
Anime man finds out what women are.
Boy- Boys have penises, girls have vaginas. You know, this was something that you learned when you were young, right?
And I learned from Madoka Magica, girls can't love girls.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You both are girls. Girls can't love girls.
But
You got your bag, bitch.
but yeah, in this episode they arrive in Resin Bull, and this episode really just felt like the first half felt like a lot of just joy, and then the rest of it was wild. What'd you guys think about this episode?
It's crazy because like this episode was, and it's weird. Like I had completely forgotten about this, and I don't know if they did it in the original one or whatnot. But in the back of my mind, I was like, I felt like Maria Ross didn't get killed, but then I saw everything that alluded to her being dead, and I was just like, maybe they really did kill her. But then I saw the twist of her being alive again, and I was like, I knew it. I just forgot. But I thought the way that they pulled it off was very well done because it even had me fooled, and it's been a long time since
Dude.
I've seen Full Metal. It was just so perfectly executed.
Yeah, that was so awesome last week. When I thought you were just gonna be like, oh, it's totally obvious, but when you were actually like, oh man, she's actually dead. That sucks. I was like, what? This is awesome.
Yeah, I was actually happy EA didn't realize that she. I was like, this is gonna make the next episode pretty good.
Right, and I feel like I said, like in the back of my mind, I was just kind of thinking, I thought I remembered her being alive, but I just was like, maybe I just misremembered because that was 20 years ago. So I mean, you
Well,
know.
even then, you can't. At this point, you can't really gather anything from the 2003 version of Fullmetal Alchemist because this plot didn't exist in that
Oh
version.
really?
Yeah, no.
I thought.
Wait, was Maria Ross in the original though?
Oh, she
I
definitely
believe
was.
I believe she was, but I don't think they did this plot.
Weird. Well, maybe someone in the chat could tell us, but
Was she a sporty
well-
tomboy in the original?
yes, she was. Because remember, she had the same hair and she was a woman, so thus
Oh,
makes
that's
her a tomboy.
right. Yeah, I know what women are now.
But yeah, overall, I thought they did it very well. I thought it was really cool how they went about it. But it also kind of showed how much Mustang was basically just he couldn't have Ed in the loop because he knew he couldn't like he had to make it seem real, so to speak. And Ed was pissed because he's like, "Some kid."
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They did a very good job. They did a very good job, and it was very believable because it had me fooled. Like, there may be some people that were like, "Yeah, I saw it coming. Yeah, I know everything about anime, and I'm the master." But no, they did it really good because you know how there's some shows where you're just like, "That person's not dead. No ways that person dead. This is bullshit. It's a red herring. Blah blah blah." I was convinced. And then that completely took me by surprise. So, good job, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, that's still awesome. Also, their plan was so like detailed. Like they even created like a fake dead body. They
With human transmutation.
they even I mean straight down to throwing Maria Ross into a trash can. Like they knew everything that they were going to do.
Well, I think what also should be talked about is just Mustang's composure and
He never broke.
also just like how the author manipulates the audience with how we feel about Mustang because last episode, consider what happened, I think a lot of people would feel the same way Ed felt with especially with us knowing the knowledge who actually killed Maze Hughes. To see what happened with Maria Ross, it just would put a bad taste in our mouths, considering what he did to Maria Ross. And then we get these two episodes, which I feel like it was like it was like a seesaw. It went in one direction, then it just completely shifted to a different direction.
It's that
Because it's like
freaking
he had like one of his best moments here.
it's that freaking meme from Dumb and Dumber. After everything you've done, you stoop so low, and then you completely redeem yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was great.
But what should be noticed is his just composure to come up with this plan, because he's reading the news and immediately him and other people around him are starting to think, I don't know about this. This just seems like they're making a big show out of this for, of course they didn't have the idea that they're doing it for the sole intent of making Mustaine react immediately. But then that's when Barry, who also read the news, gives him a call, lets him know that Maria Ross was in laboratory, the fifth laboratory, and shot him. So the story that they're spinning, is it true? So that's when Roy comes up with this plan, very convoluted plan, and is able to get Maria Ross out of the country. And that's something we should also talk about, because I felt that was pretty sad. She didn't die, of course, but she has to start over a new life in China.
Yeah, she's 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 become Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah,
She-
that's funny. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. Like, imagine the kind of dejection that she feels being so poorly treated by her government and her job, technically at the same time. A country that she's dedicated herself to serve, by the way, and they're setting her up, and
She doesn't even know why.
she doesn't really
And-
even know why. Yeah,
And it happened suddenly. It literally
Right.
just happened out of nowhere.
She gets paid minimum wage, and now her life is ruined.
God, I hope she's not being paid minimum wage.
I mean, I don't know how much the military gets paid. Well, obviously, certain positions are probably more than others, but she seemed like, was she low tier, lower?
She had a comfortable position. If I remember right, I want to
like-
say she's like second lieutenant,
Yeah.
if I have it right.
Okay, so she probably got paid pretty good, but still, nobody expects to be one day, well, I'm just here protecting these Edward and Alfonso brothers, and oh, this is fun, crazy. I have to start over now. My whole
Yeah.
life is fucked.
In a whole different country,
Yeah,
crazy to think about.
imagine that. And she even mentioned Maria. She said that she wasn't going to say anything to her parents, at least not yet, because
Yeah.
she didn't want to put them in danger.
Yeah. So, again, starting your whole life over essentially.
With no family.
Yeah.
How sad.
But she shows her gratitude towards Mustaine despite all the circumstances. She realizes that without him, everything would have been over for her. She would have just outright got executed. So that was a good moment for her, where she, said, "If you ever need my help, I'll come through."
Hello,
Yeah.
AA Ron. What's up?
A Ron.
What's up?
Yeah, I just, man, it probably just does really suck, and I just feel for her on a personal level. Couldn't imagine how that feels.
Yeah. But we got a lot of big reveals in this episode.
Yes.
For sure.
So we find out something very early, because we as in Ed Armstrong, it was one of Mustaine's lieutenants, and why am I forgetting his name? Fu. They go to Xerxes, and this place was a kingdom that got destroyed in one day. We don't know the entire lore behind it, but that's a part of the lore. This kingdom was destroyed in an entire day, and the sole survivor out of it came to Amestrius and basically introduced everybody to alchemy. And what's weird about it is that Sheen has a similar story, basically the same legend, except their sole survivor of the story came to Sheen and introduced them to alchemy. So essentially, and then one is called Sage of the East, the one who went to Amestrius, and the one is called Sage of the West, who went to Sheen. So essentially, you have a figure that introduced like both power systems to different areas. But it seems like from the stories that they could be the same person.
Yeah, that's sort of what I got from it as well. I mean, just the fact that they're basically both the same stories, just with something that's changed. I mean, the one common thing in that is like since both of them are similar, almost exactly the same, that it must have come from one source.
But the funny thing about it is, considering what we know about alchemy and alchemy, alchemy, at least in Amestrius, is used as a military weapon, whereas alchemy is for medical use. So it's basically what we were saying last podcast, where we're talking about how the story conveys the themes of cycles and like yin and yang. We
Oh,
have
I see
something
what
that
you
is
mean.
built for destruction and something that is built
Yeah.
for healing. So it's interesting that we have a similar story that birthed two things on the opposite spectrum.
Yeah, no,
Crazy.
that's actually really interesting.
Hello, Randy Braham.
What's going on?
Yeah, I actually never thought of it that way, but now that you say that, that is it's interesting.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't get more information. There is the scene of Ed looking at the I don't know if I want to call it like a headstone monument, whatever. He's looking at it and it's like destroyed, and he's wondering what it was, but he never figures it out.
Because then he's jumped.
Yes, and
Mhm.
this is where we get another big reveal, but I'll say that to y'all.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean the crazy thing when they get jumped is, and I did you guys find it hilarious when Barry gets his arm ripped off?
I forgot that happened. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, it literally is one of the first thing that happens. It happens so quickly. He just
Yeah, it
and he
does.
lets it looks like he just lets it happen.
Yeah, well, whatever. Get another one.
Yeah. He's just
Whatever.
like,
I don't
I'm
mind
a
if you
mess.
rip off my arm.
I am a mass murderer and I've murdered lots of people. Whoop, 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 there goes my arm. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
What comes around goes around.
Yeah. What's one arm but for a million deaths?
That's true. I'll just get another
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, 'tis just a flesh wound.
Yeah.
Your arm has been cut off.
But I think what's really interesting is during like when Riza gets involved, that was really cool. I especially loved the art and animation in this scene in particular because it was just so well done. Like they crash out into the streets below, and then the camera pans up, and you immediately realize, oh crap, it's Riza, because it's Riza Hawkeye. She's like the
Yeah.
best shot, whereas everyone else just kind of sucked.
I
Like, even at
guess
point blank, they
she,
couldn't hit him.
Guess she didn't go on vacation.
Yeah. She yeah.
You get to see that whole operation and how it works because the whole time Hawkeye is on the phone with Roy Mustang, and because he's on the military line, he has to talk in code. So he's acting like he's talking to like some store clerk or something.
Baby.
Yeah. And she's like, well, we got a customer here. And, customer is basically their code for an enemy. And, that's how they're conveying what's going on to each other because they know they're being monitored. And with the corruption in the military, uh, they can't talk openly, not on that line.
No.
Because another good detail that we got was earlier in the episode when Barry gave him the information, Mustang shut down the conversation because he was on the military line and he went to
Right.
the same payphone that Hughes died. Or it could have been a different one. I'm not entirely sure if that's the exact same one, but he had the same
That'd be
idea.
creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's very interesting how they went about all that. It's almost kind of like they know, like they got their wits about them. They know that obviously they know that there's corruption, so they're doing everything in their power to kind of like not keep it keep it under wraps, but also not get caught, so to speak. Yeah, that we got a fresh sale of whoop ass.
And everything was going good until
Old fat ass.
we had big
Old
body.
fat ass.
You ran out of bullets. Can I eat now?
I mean, do you see how many times they call him a name? Not just that episode, but the episode after. They were like, "Oh, blubber butt," and "fat ass," and "big guy," and "fatso," and "blubber buns."
Yeah, being fat comes with a lot of creative insults you can hurl at someone.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, old husky bones.
That reminds me of South Park, or just that. Hey, I'm not fat. I'm big boned.
My mom said I have big bones, and I'm not fat. I'm getting in shape.
Gluttony was about to put Hawkeye in the Vor tag hentai category when he was about to eat her whole.
Oh yeah, he was about to swallow her.
Yeah, the Mustang was like, "No, that's my woman. That's my waifu.
That's my waifu." Oh yeah,
Which-
yeah. That was so cool, dude. Roy has 2 great moments in these 2 episodes. This is one of them.
Yeah,
It's good, just how he comes in to save the day, but at the same time, this sets off, or it basically destroys his cover because now Gluttony's like, okay, well, now I know that Mustang is in on this whole operation, so yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and even Hawkeye was freaking scolding him like a mother does their child. You
His
left your post.
response.
You shouldn't. Why did you? Why?
I love his response. He just goes, he just plugs his ear and says, yeah, I'm stupid. So what?
I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. Okay, God.
So I do love later on when their Reason is following Roy. She looks over at him, gives him a smile. So she's happy that even though
Yeah.
She thanks him. She
Yeah.
ends up thanking him.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those contradicting ideas where Roy, given his position, is supposed to use his subordinates like pawns. That's just how it works. They're supposed to be the foundation to lift him up so he can become the king of Amestris. But at the same time, Roy gained their respect because he cares about his subordinates. So it's one of those things that contradict. It's like they want to put him in that position, and to be in that position, you had to make sacrifices, which would be his subordinates. But at the same time, he would never do that because he's a decent person. So
Yeah. Can we talk about how Bear the Chopper was fighting his original body?
yeah, and they put like a crackhead soul in him.
It was literally a rabid animal dog, or in this case, a methed out crackhead, like you said, just don't know what it was doing. And Barry's just like, that's my old body. God damn, it's decayed and disgusting.
Yeah, it stinks. I don't remember my dick being that small.
It's all shriveled.
Must be cold out.
Yeah, that's
He
something
starts
he would
making
say.
excuses.
Yeah, someone's like, "Hey, what's wrong with his dick?" Yeah, I think it's cold outside.
I think his dick doesn't look that bad. I mean, you know,
It's adequate size. It doesn't have to be a
It's
huge
about how you
dong.
use it.
Right. It's the motion of the ocean, fellas. Come on. Barry the Chopper has a nice little chopper.
But yeah, he had this weird obsession with wanting to chop his own body up. And
Kind of weird.
yeah, a little weird, but I mean he's a serial killer, so he can afford to be a little quirky.
It's his little quirk. It's his gap moe.
Yeah. he I mean that, like, we're joking about that, but that's kind of the character he becomes. And it's something that we talked about when he was introduced, about how with the original version, and again, there's a reason for why this happens, because we never got this version of Barry. And I say this version of Barry as in Barry in a suit of armor. We never got that in the 2003 version. We just knew Barry the serial killer as a human. So like when we get this version of Barry, it's weird. It's like they use him in his comedic sense. He's a gag character almost.
Pretty
But
much.
you think about what he's done, you're like, I don't know if you deserve to be a gag character because you're
Yeah.
a mass murderer. But
He's
I
such
mean,
a good
Roy has
character,
a.
though, isn't he?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's funny
fine.
because Roy is able to tame him to some degree. He just doesn't kill people. You know, he just, hey, move out the way.
I think he's oddly endearing in the way he comes off.
Yeah. Endearing is a word.
Yeah. And I feel like that works for what's happening in the story right now, because a lot of dark stuff is happening. And while he is technically a very dark character, it's a little bit of dark comedy, you know? It balances things out.
Yeah. Mayhews dies. We got Barry the Chopper as a serial killer, just wanting to kill his own body. Oh, you little scamp.
Billy Mays Hughes here, dead on the ground.
This Barry.
Who else but Barry?
Oh, I want to talk. Wait, I want to make sure that's where I want to go next. Okay, wait. Last thing I want to say about the whole Barry and Gluttony stuff. So Roy's plan was two-part in the whole Maria thing, because he wanted to get Maria out of the country, but he also wanted to uncover who was behind her framing, because he thought for one, that shows you like a threat to the corruption that exists within the government, but it also could lead to the very people who killed Mays Hughes, or somebody who knows some information at the very least. So again, it's a two-part plan in getting Maria out of there, and also trying to follow a thread to see where it leads to, as far as who's behind this whole plot. And they go into the third laboratory. Or was that? That was the next episode. I apologize for that statement. But he still tries to pursue. He still tries to pursue, Gluttony, because obviously they have something to do with this whole thing.
We gotta get the wide load. Get his ass.
Actually, now that I think about it, I think he came in episode 19, so we might have to reverse that too.
Yeah,
I don't
it's all
remember. They all
fucked up.
blend together for me, honestly.
It's all
that's
good.
That's why I chose these two episodes, because I felt like it concluded with what felt like not an arc necessarily, but it felt like a good conclusion. Yeah, it felt like a good conclusion to the conflict that we were getting.
Yeah.
And then it also just feels like it like C said, it kind of blends in with each other.
Oh, for sure.
I guess like the last big thing that happened was when Ed was about to get his ass beat by the Ishvalans.
He had one guy, he's like, I'm gonna break his arm. Don't make me
Yeah.
do it. And they're like, we're gonna take you hostage.
Yeah, Frieza was there.
I said that on C's
Yeah.
stream. I was like, that's the voice of Frieza, the original Frieza. I think her name
What's
was
her-
like Lindsay Young or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but oh man, just perfectly just that no, get your hands off of him.
Monkey.
I was waiting for something like that. His power levels are higher than yours. Damn it. But that never happened, so I was disappointed. But no, we find out through this interaction, holy shit, fucking the Rockbell's parents, Winry's parents, excuse me, they did a lot of saving of all the Ishvalans and whatnot during the war and everything. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But the thing that shocked me was the fact that they were killed by an Ishvalan. And they said, I mean, I know it says in the notes by Scar. It could be Scar, but they didn't necessarily say Scar. They just said an Ishvalan with a sleeve tattoo on his arm. And who else do we know that has a sleeve tattoo on his arm that's an Ishvalan? Scar. So it kind of makes sense that it would be him, but I don't know. I'm only saying that just because they didn't actually say his name and they didn't show his face when it happened. It's
They
possible
can't-
that it could be something else.
The reason though for that is because they can't say his name. If you remember, Scar's
Oh, that's right.
Scar
He gave
doesn't
up
have a
his
name. Yeah, Scar doesn't have a name, and they don't know him as Scar because the military is the one who calls him Scar in the first place. So he
Yeah.
wouldn't have been known as Scar then.
True. They could have used his real name and called him Billy, and he would have like, "Who's this Billy? I want to know Billy. I want to kill him."
Yeah. So they just give you the imagery of the tattoo that we've seen from Scar. So it's
But if that's the case, I say to you, why? If
that's the big question.
If Winry's parents were helping Ishvalan people, he nursing them back to health because of the war and everything and all those transgressions, why would Scar or someone like Scar, let's just say Scar, just for the sake of argument, why would Scar just be like, you know what? These people are doing great and mighty things. I'm just gonna kill them.
Thank you for helping my people.
Right.
I will pay you back with murder.
Actually, there's a
Makes
hint
no
earlier
sense.
on, and I think this may be what it is, or well, one of the reasons, obviously. But if you remember earlier on, in the series, remember Rosentology? I think possibly they were trying to stop the spread of Rosentology, but Rosentology, obviously being too powerful, overcame them.
Well,
I'm not sure.
I guess the question is, how do you what are the ramifications that you see from this?
The ramifications? Well, Ed's gonna know, and yet another thing for him to hold on to, and I'm sure because he's already dealing with so much at his age, and now he knows that that one of his best friend's parents are dead, and that's another thing where he could either tell her or keep it to himself, and I don't know where it's gonna, or we could have yet another one of these things where when we finds out through someone else that Ed fucking knows, and then she's gonna be pissed at Ed because he didn't tell her or something. I could see something like that.
Trying to think. I feel like it's gonna, maybe Winry is going to feel something personal and want revenge, possibly, and put herself in danger. But we'll have to see.
Well, okay, so here's I feel like a more interesting question. What happens in a scenario like that? Because Scar's, as villainous as Scar is, his whole thing is killing state alchemists. Now, he was willing to kill Al because he was trying to stop him from killing Ed. But if you're not directly in the way of his goal, and you're not the goal itself, what would Scar do in a situation where somebody was trying to get revenge on him? Because it's not like he's as cold blooded as some characters that we see within the show. I don't know if it would be his MO to try to kill somebody like Winry if she tried to get revenge for her parents.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. That's a good point.
And also, she's a girl.
I don't think he gives a fuck about that.
You don't think he's
No.
sexist
Beat
because
you up, Scar, you piece of
he's
shit.
killed nothing but men. So I mean,
It's I'm trying to think now. Do we even have a lot of women state alchemists? Not really.
that's what I'm saying. He hasn't killed a single woman. But again, it's possible maybe he doesn't. Even if she does seek some type of revenge, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it all unravels.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to think about it. I don't think we have any women state alchemists. Now we have women alchemists, but not state alchemists. From what? Damn. Yeah.
It's a sexist world, man.
Yeah. Bradley, fix that.
I'll fix it once I slit your fucking throat.
I'm going to hire Envy.
Wait, what?
Don't
Just
worry,
transforms.
Edward.
As he says it with his eyes closed.
All graciously.
With
Any
that
other
smile.
thoughts on this episode? We've been talking about this episode for a minute.
We have very good episode.
Yeah. All right then. Okay, let's talk about Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 19. This one was even crazier than the last episode.
This was an amazing episode.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites so far.
I loved it. It was so good.
This is the episode with the deaths of Barry and Lust.
Both berries.
Yeah, both berries, Body Berry and Armor Berry.
Yeah.
And Lust.
Berry Chopper.
The first homunculus. Well, technically the second homunculus death, if we want to include Greed, but
no one cares about Greed.
We get in last episode, I forgot to bring this up, but Roy calls Riza Elizabeth, and in this episode, it turns out Riza's actual name is Elizabeth. I didn't know if that was said before.
I don't remember if it was, and I almost felt like that was just a stage name because like, hey Elizabeth, if someone's at the door. Or not at the door, but at the counter. Hello, customers. But yeah, Elizabeth Hawkeye.
Yeah. Where do we even want to begin? Do we want to just begin with the Riza stuff?
Well, the first thing that happens, so we were talking about this with the other episode, but this is where Mustang comes in and saves the day, and basically where Al informs them of what they're fighting because they didn't know at this point. They didn't know what the fuck they were fighting. They were just like, that actually makes it funny to me because from Reese's perspective, she's just like, who's this fat guy? it's literally just a fat guy. It's not even like someone with powers. It's like some fat, hungry guy. And she's like, all right.
I love it, too. She's like, that's impossible. A homunculus? I saw the little thing on his tongue. The little tattoo engraving. And then later on, freaking, Mustang sees it on Lust and goes, are you one of those things? No. She just has the scar there for a reason. No reason. It's just a cool gimmick.
I'm gonna get an Ouroboros tattoo so I could just parade as a homunculus.
People would not believe it until they found out later.
But yeah, he informs them that they're kind of immortal. Not really, considering what happened at the end of the episode, but kind of immortal in the sense that they have multiple lives, and you have to basically exhaust the powers of the Philosopher's Stone for them to die out,
Yeah.
which takes a tremendous amount of deaths from what we see.
Right, which is crazy because I was watching this with C, and I remember when we see Lust and Mustang and Havoc are there. First of all, Havoc, he was so disappointed. He was like, "Oh no, you were a homunculus," and her boobs became omnipotent, and they started moving on their own with no wind or anything. It just happened. It just happened. And she's like, and then that's when Mustang was like, "Well, you do like girls with big boobs," and the Mark was right there, and it's like, how did he not know? He's staring at her boobs the whole time and didn't know she was a homunculus.
I don't think if I remember the last outfit she was wearing when they went on a date, I don't think the outfit showed it. Because, like, in her normal outfit, it's like very low cut, so you can see everything.
Right.
I think the outfit she had was covering it up, so.
Okay. And Havoc's just not having. He's just like, man, this is so sad. But a good thing or bad thing, however you look at it, he does get penetrated by her. So I mean,
as
that's what he wanted.
Mustang too. They both get penetrated.
They both get penetrated. I thought it was hilarious how Lust literally showed her power and was like, "Here's my only weakness," and I'm like thinking,
God.
"Stupid! Why the fuck would you do that?" But because he took it out, and I'm like, "That was easy." And then she just regenerated in the fucking the stone, and I was just like,
you forgot the most important part: the jiggle
What?
physics. The completely.
I said that.
He talked about that.
Yeah. I said that. I said they were omnipotent. They just started moving all up on. I'm sorry. Pay attention. My eyes are up here.
He was looking at his boobs.
I know. He was like, you didn't talk about the.
No, I'm actually reading a Reddit post about this episode because I want to see if there's anything interesting that they said.
Just a lot of picture of boobs.
I want to say I find it kind of funny that they always do like sexual jokes when it comes to lust, even though she herself isn't lustful. So I think they compensate. Yeah, they just compensate with making the sexual jokes because she says the whole you stuck your hand in a woman's chest without buying her dinner first or something like that.
To be fair, words to live by.
She's not lying, but
you should at least buy someone dinner first if you're going to stick your hands in her chest.
She's technically not wrong, yeah.
Yeah, but I just thought that was just so interesting how she just regenerated from that stone. I was like, that's cool.
And then there's the whole Mustang going, "I want to see you on your knees." I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
Everyone's horny.
He would not say that to a male homunculus. He would not say that to like Bradley. Yeah. Bradley, I want to see you on your knees.
I want you on your knees.
I find it very sus.
Well, I'm not going to get on my knees. I am going to kick your ass.
You're going to have to buy me dinner first, sonny.
I could imagine him saying that
Aren't I
with
too old for you?
like this.
Come back in 20 years.
I'm sorry, I'm already happily married and have a kid.
He would say that. Yeah, so I don't even know if I mean, we're already talking about it, so we might as well go all the way. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So Lust is able to, like we said, penetrates Roy and Havoc. We got all we got with the episode. We know how it concludes, but we don't know what happened with Havoc. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
He's probably fucking dead. Maybe.
I mean, he could be. Roy kind of can do what he does, but I, you know, I don't know if that's going to really help Havoc situation.
Could you imagine the last thing going through your mind? Damn. The second girl I liked, she fucking killed me. Because he already was moving because he had an interest of a girl that he liked. I don't
Yep.
know if that was lust or whatever, but let's just say it wasn't. It was just another girl.
What if it was just envy?
Right. He's going out with envy. It's like, oh, I just met this girl. Oh, whatever. Then goes out with lust, unknowing to him, and then just ends up dead.
Oh,
Oh, terrible.
yeah. But we get a very emotional moment with Lust confronting Hawkeye, and Al, and
Yeah.
Lust taunts Hawkeye about the perceived death of Roy. And this just goes to show you how much these two care about each other, because Mustang was able to, or was willing to blow his cover to save Hawkeye, and then Hawkeye completely loses her composure, which is something that we know her to be for out of everybody. I mean, she never really loses face in any situation, but the minute she thinks that Roy is dead, completely loses her composure.
You
To her credit, she loses her composure, but she's still good at what she does.
Yeah, she hits every shot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Lust kind of like goes,
You bitch.
"Are you done? Huh? Are you done?"
That's why I feel bad for Hawkeye, because she's fighting against these monsters, so none of her talents mean anything against them.
We need a
Oh no.
we need a sound effect of her yelling "you bitch" for KOA.
You bitch.
Yeah, with the gunshots. That'd be great.
Followed by Lust going, "Are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done?"
done?
No, we have a separate one. We have that one, and then we have the "Are you done?" That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But actually, I think that's interesting because the way she reacts, because I think it pretty much confirms right then and there that Riza has some sort of romantic feeling for Roy, and that it's not just like this
He's my boss.
friendship or whatever. Yeah, something like that. She really does deeply care for him.
Yeah.
Well, even if it's not romantic, it definitely goes over, superior and subordinate, because this is basically how Roy has been reacting to Hughes's death. So, the same amount of like anger that Roy has been showing with Hughes's death, that's the same amount of anger that we see from Riza when she thought that Roy was dead. So,
Yeah, it does. When you point that out, there's another layer to that where it feels like everyone is sort of like a little bit of a, in some form, whether loosely or closely, I guess, they're all sort of family. They all have that sort of like connection to them where they support each other through thick or thin. I mean, we saw what they did with Ross. Now we see what Riza is doing with Roy, and they all are thinking about each other, which is, I think, really cool. I guess that's why they call it Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
oh,
Ooh.
that's not why they call it that, but
No.
but it's still a good tie-in. What do you guys think about, before we talk about the fight? What do you guys think about Lusta's character? Because I don't really see people talk about her character too much. People talk about her
Really?
looks and stuff like that,
To
but
be honest, 100% honest, She was more interesting in the original
Yeah.
than she was in
I,
Brotherhood.
I agree, but I still believe that there is a character to dissect even in this version. But I do agree with
I
what you said.
I think this one is more. She's much more straightforward. She's much more in line with a character like, say, Gluttony or Barry, even.
Mm-hmm.
Like she doesn't. She feels like she has a predetermined role, and that is the role she is filling. Um,
Eyes are up here.
Yeah, it's she's not a character that you're supposed to think about too much after
yeah.
her departure.
She's cool, but she's cool in like the I'm a total evil villain kind of way. Like there, like in the original, there was more of I mean, she was one of the central characters in the entire plot. So
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like a big character in the original one.
Yeah, like top 3 most important characters, literally. So to go from that to this, it is very jarring. But I think her character as is in this version, it's not nearly as special, and it doesn't feel that way. She just kind of feels like one of the main big villains have been taken out, and like yeah, she was cool and stuff, and she served her purpose. I think it was maybe her character was meant more to be like an Attack on Titan, like the Warhammer Titan or something, you know, like this opposing force that's like really cool, and you immediately see him, and you're like, oh, this character's awesome, but they're just meant to get taken out for the other character to look even cooler, which is Roy.
Yeah. I feel like that pretty much sums it up with her. Yeah, in this version, I wouldn't say she's like the butt of the joke or anything, but they definitely use sexual jokes with her. Obviously, lust, but it was
I
just
didn't think about
mostly
that.
towards
That's a good point, though.
the end with the whole, boobs and, oh, you touched my chest, buy me dinner. It's just, like puns and stuff like that. And, it just kind of, to me, in my opinion, was very different from what I remember her as, because I remember her as a foreboding kind of like force. And I feel like she had like a side story with another homunculi, like that was a kid. And she was
Yeah,
like a mother figure, Wrath.
yeah.
Right. And it was just interesting just how they kind of made her more human. Even though she was a homunculi, it was like they kind of touched base on it with this episode where she's like, we're human deep down.
That's what I wanted to talk about, because I feel like that's kind of, you don't get much from her as a character, but that moment is very interesting to me considering what we see of the homunculus, like their powers and everything included, but also just how their perspective seems to talk down on humans. So I found it very interesting to me that she still said we're humans.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna bring up another point, but you can go.
Oh, sure. But yeah, I feel like that was more apparent in the original. While in this one, she said it one time, and also within the same episode, she goes, "Wow, humans are so weak."
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah, we're
I didn't
humans,
like
but you
that.
guys are weak too.
I didn't like that at all. I think that made her look kind of dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to bring up. We talked about, and this is probably going to be get used to me saying this a million times on this podcast. The theme of this show keeps showing this yin and yang, opposite spectrum type of thing. History, alchemy, creation, destruction. In the same way, we can also look at that when it comes to humans and homunculus, where the core may be the same. Like there's a soul in lust. She has a personality,
For sure.
but she's completely different from humans in a, like, I don't know, in a philosophical type of way. because she said she's a human, but obviously she doesn't identify as a human. She doesn't. She's human-like is the word I would say. She's human-like. She's like humans, has feelings, has emotions. She gets angry. She can joke and stuff like that. She has the capacity for all of that, but she isn't human. She thinks she's superior to humans, and that's how we're seeing the homunculus think. So I think that's why it may seem like it is contradictory that she said she's a human, but then she looks down on humans. But I think that's also the point because we're seeing opposite side of the spectrum thing when it comes to homunculus and humans, where they're similar but so far apart at the same time.
I didn't think of it like that, but now that you say that, yeah, that's interesting. It's a new way
Yeah.
to think about it.
It's just weird seeing Lust get killed so quickly this time around. I feel like she died and said almost exactly the same thing. You killed me. Oh, we'll have our revenge. Blah blah blah. I can't remember if she did that. It's whatever. But it just seemed like this time around she just died so quickly versus how I had originally seen her. Because yeah, it's weird how this is more based off the manga, and that's how long she lasted versus the original. Which when I think of Homunculus, I think of her and Envy and like some of the other big ones. Like she's definitely up there
She's in the original one, her wrath and envy are the big ones.
for sure. Yeah.
And it's funny because in this one, those top three, I feel like Envy would still be a part of that big three when we're looking at the different homunculus, but those the big roles are reserved for other homunculus in the series. Um, but they still kind of carry the same themes as far as like the humanity aspect that the 2003 version was going for. So it's interesting, but no, I still agree with the overall sentiment. I do like Lust better in the 2003 version, but that's not to say that this one doesn't have her own role. I mean, it's just that's really all it comes down to. She just doesn't have the same role because other homunculus are more important than her in this version. So
Yeah.
that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, I think like in 5 episodes we won't even be thinking about this.
I'll still be thinking about her.
You'll be thinking about them tits. That's what you'll be thinking about.
No,
I mean,
her personality.
when she was
Yeah.
being set on fire, they were like going insane. I didn't know fire
Dude.
had so much gravitational effect on boobs.
Dude,
Gravitine vibrations, right?
That scene alone where she's getting lit on fire and Laura Bailey, God bless her, amazing screams and just of torture and pain. Oh, that whole scene. You heard me say, I was like, yeah, fry bitch, right? Cheer. It was really fun scene because you think Al and everyone else is gonna die because Riza's right there, and then here comes Mustang. First of all, dumb thing to leave Mustang alive and not just kill him right then and there. So then, arrogant as she was, he healed himself with his own fire technique and then just set her ass on fire, and I was just enjoying every minute of it. That was so well done.
Yeah, carves the transmutation circle onto his hand, on the back of his hand.
Yeah.
Kind of metal.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking metal.
Heavy metal indeed. Brutal.
Yeah, as he was doing every snap, he just went like that. Just snap.
It's crazy to think about, but he did all of that, and he still was inches away from dying.
Yeah, that just shows you how strong he is, how powerful he could be too. He's a formidable foe.
Yeah.
I think this is the last big thing that happened. Oh no, it's not. Oh,
No, there's quite a
shit.
bit.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's a lot. Yeah.
But the other big thing that happened was Al, because we didn't talk about Al in between all of that, but I thought it was a very good emotional moment for him as well, because after Hawkeye tries and fails to kill Lust, she just gives up. I mean, there's not much she can do out of that at that point. But Al steps in, of course, and he has a speech where he says he's tired of watching people die um, when he can do something about it. So I thought that was a very good moment for him. He didn't do anything. Uh,
I mean, he got
well,
shredded like a fucking what's it called, aluminum can.
yeah, I
Whenever
mean,
they get cut up.
he protected Riza in that moment, but what I mean, he didn't do anything. He didn't like save the day, obviously. But it was good of him to step in there and not be a bystander. Not that like even in the moments he's talking about, it's not much he could have done. But that just
No.
goes to show you like how how good spirited these kids are.
He has a big heart for sure. I mean, how many people that even still have their bodies would hide in the fucking corner and cower in fear while Alphonse is a 14-year-old boy and just says, "Come at me. I'm gonna protect you."
Yeah.
I want
And
Winry stew. Fuck yeah, stew.
Yeah, he said that very thing as he was getting hit.
what's important about that though is that he showed off. He opened the portal and was able to do alchemy without drawing a transmutation circle. And if you remember, King Bradley walked in there and was eavesdropping on that whole thing. So it's very possible that he saw Al could do that. Which, what did we talk about a couple podcasts ago? The sacrifices and whether or not or how prime people are to be sacrifices. Because there's a difference between sacrifice and sacrifice candidate. Roy Mustang was a sacrifice candidate. Ed is a sacrifice. Izumi Curtis is a sacrifice. Why is that? Two of them opened a portal, one didn't. Now we know, or now they know possibly that Al opened the portal. So they're going to be a little more protective of him if that's the case.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't think King Bradley did anything at the end.
Yeah, I love that too, because I thought he was gonna like fuck shit up, and he was like, I didn't like lust anyway, and he just walked away.
Whatever.
Whatever. I'm just gonna go home and pretend like I didn't see anything. I love. Hey, we're gonna help you, Fury Bradley. No. Allow me to fuck shit up.
We
Yeah.
walk in there and murder those bitches.
But don't you need our help? No. Don't you follow me either.
That is an order.
Oh my gosh! And Barry the Chopper got
By himself?
our favorite serial killer.
They
Well,
say the
first-
good die young.
I know, but first Lus tore him to shreds with her.
That was so
fingers.
funny. I'm sorry, that was hilarious. He was like, "I've always wanted to cut you up, Lusty."
Yeah. He saw them boobs and was like, "Well, I'm gonna die happy."
What was it? C who brought up the fact that he likes like dominant women,
Yeah.
or was
Yeah,
it you?
but-
Ed?
He went out the way you wanted.
It was C that brought it up.
I didn't think about that, but it might be true. He just likes very domineering women.
Yeah, he's very he fits the part for sure. If he lived long enough to be in this day and age, he'd be in heaven. He wouldn't even be a killer. He would just be online going,
Yeah,
"Oh, I love you. Show me more of your boobs.
just be an OnlyFans
Call
enjoyer.
me. Call me names. Call me this. Call me that. Step on me." Yes, step on me.
He would.
Yeah.
If this were written today, he'd be calling Lust mommy in the script.
Dummy mommy.
Dommy mommy. With hearts in his eyes. Yeah, he did get killed by his own body, though, because believe it or not, even when he got cut into a million pieces, he had a little teensy weensy tiny body, or not body, but like little metal thing, where he's just like, I'm alive, I'm gonna, and then his body just rubbed away the seal, and I noticed when he did that, the body itself died too. So it's almost like the body was basically putting itself out of its misery.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, that's basically kind of what it seemed like. Is the body was like, yeah, this sucks. I don't want to be alive anymore. Kill me.
I have no dick. I can't speak.
And that's the interesting thing that we got from Barry with his body, because it may seem like they just threw that in there to have some random conflict to have Barry do something, but it's important because what Barry was basically showing was that when your soul is implanted, or when your body is not, or I guess the soul, when the soul is incompatible with the body or vice versa, your time is finite. So what we thought about Al as it pertains to him having an immortal body may not be true. There may be a period of time where he also dies just like how Barry died. Because I mean his soul is in a suit of armor. So we don't know, because the only example that we have, or the examples that we have, 47 died, Barry just died. So our examples that we have died early. So the same could be said, or the same thing could happen to Al. So he probably isn't going to have all the time in the world like Greed and everybody else was thinking.
Yeah. All it'll take is one good rainstorm, and that seal will get washed away.
Yep. One good. One
Dude,
good.
if he fell in
OxyClean!
water, if he just fell into the ocean or a river, he's done.
Yeah. Or if another snake lady crawls inside of him.
Yeah. Oh yes, and then dies uncontrollably with gallons of blood pouring up inside him.
she did kind of explode into just a mist of blood.
Yeah, right inside him.
Yep, right inside that 14-year-old boy. Horrible.
God damn it.
But the ending of the episode,
Oh my god.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
He's finally back from the store. He finally got his cigarettes and milk.
Son, I'm back. Anything new? Oh my god, my house!
My house! My wife! Where's your arm? Where's my other son?
Wait a minute. Something ain't right here.
You were just pretending to have a... You're a phony.
What is the reaction from Ed seeing his father? Like what do we expect out of a
Pissed.
conversation between these two?
Absolutely pissed.
Throws a wrench
Just-
at him.
Right, like does a Winry and pulls the, "Gah," and then Hodenheim goes, "Oh,
Turns into Kenshin.
just out of nowhere." But no, he's extremely pissed and probably has a lot of stuff to get off his chest, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of back and forth. How dare you leave us? I wanted to be there for your brother, but you were never there. I always,
Another
But-
question.
yeah.
Why is he back after all these years?
There's a big line. Big line for that milk. No.
He's like genuinely confused. What happened to my house? What happened to my wife? Why are you older? But the line is actually like some fucking wormhole or something.
Well,
It's like something from Uzumaki, where
Oh yeah.
yeah, where time just fucking went into a big giant spiral. It's like, we were only gone 10 minutes. It's been 10 years. Yeah. But no, in all seriousness, Why is he back now?
Sacrifice.
That I don't know.
He's there to sacrifice Ed and Nell.
I mean, it's crazy to think because, like, the father's here, but also there's another person who the homunculi called father that looks almost exactly the same, except he's got a bunch of tubes and stuff coming out of him. So
Then he just took the tubes out.
he just took them out and just started walking around all normal. Unless for some reason that's not. I don't think that's him. Like, I think that's
What? They both have glowing red eyes. What do you mean?
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. Clearly, he didn't have glowing red eyes at the end.
I don't think he had glasses either, from what I remember.
Right.
The other one didn't have glasses, right? And
Yeah,
he
he
does.
took them off. There's the tubes. They're in the way.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Everybody knows if you have glasses, it's a part of your design in anime. You can't
for
take them
sure.
off.
Oh,
It's a
but,
part of your personality.
But also, if you take them off, you all of a sudden become hot, and you never need glasses again.
Yeah.
And everybody is just like, "Whoa, you're like so much prettier now."
Thanks.
Basi-
contacts.
The plot of Orisuki. Oh my god! You remember that, EA?
Orisuki. What was that one again?
Orisuki was the bench.
Oh, that one.
It was the one that you hated, and then we loved.
The
We absolutely
bandage boot, where she just randomly gets naked in the middle of the library during school hours and is like,
Right.
takes off her glasses and her shirt and her bandages and is like, look at my gigantic breasts. I'm a girl.
Right. And the guy's like, I completely misjudged you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
my
suddenly
favorite.
in love with you now, even though I hated you before.
That show
Yeah.
was so fucking bad. It got so much worse than where we dropped it.
Yeah. Oh boy. I will admit, the first episode alone, just from the ridiculous factor in the bench, was just funny.
I like the first two episodes.
First two were great. Just hilarious. But after that, Stinksville.
Yeah. Very generic. But no, so that's the working theory that Hohenheim isn't the father that we know to be some evil guy. If that's the case, then why do they have similar appearances, do we think?
It has to be something that maybe he created them.
What if like one is a son of one or the other?
Wouldn't that be something?
What if it's fake Ed or fake Al or real Al and they're the fake ones?
Or it could. I mean, there could be a situation like it's like Al's body or something.
What if
You
Chopper
don't
was
know.
right?
Oh my god! And then Al's just made up and just a robot.
Oh my god!
The real villain.
Al, you're not actually Al. You were the family dog.
Would they
just
put you? Oh, my memories are real. They're in on it. Ed's paying them every week.
You know, I always did find it really funny how I really was craving dog food the other day.
And I just never understood until now. Ed all of a sudden just goes, "Hey Al, would you like some?" You think I'm a puppet, motherfucker?
No,
Where did that come from?
I think you're our family dog.
I want to be treated like a dog like the rest of them.
I
Yeah,
want a
that-
tail.
Woof!
Put a tail on me.
Collar me! I'm rabid!
Somebody slap Al, please. Ooh.
The Crepustorm said a couple of things. I want to tell people on the internet you would have been Barry Chopper if you were around back then. It's like Rent a Girlfriend where nobody recognizes her when she takes off her glasses.
Oh my god. Yes.
The Clark Kent
Clark
of
Kent.
rom-coms. They got Show Tucker to put the dog in the suit of armor. Hello, Ed and Al.
Daddy's hurting.
God, Big Brother Edward.
He said we'd always be together, Ed. Ed,
Why is that funny?
please.
It's not funny.
Come pet my belly,
Play
Ed.
with me.
Play with me, Ed. I need to go potty, Ed.
Rub my tummy.
I think I have worms, Ed.
Okay, maybe Scar was right in killing her. Because, Jesus Christ. He saved us from a lot of memes. Oh man. But no, I think these two episodes are pretty. I think we talked about almost everything
Yeah, fantastic episodes.
for sure.
Yeah, amazing. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get into Kenshin.
Oro.
Episode
Oh my
32. Yeah,
God.
we got some Oro in this episode. We've been getting a couple the past handful of episodes. I'm really surprised. They're really going in on it. But I like
Yeah.
the beginning of this episode because it was Misao having her own little like moment. It was really cool.
She was like, yeah, like almost
Narrating.
doing. Yeah, she was like recapping the episodes for everybody with her little like fan and everything and doing that. And then like, hey, I said pay attention. And then she kicks him out of the hotel, and the grandpa's just like, now what did I say about roughhousing? I told you not to roughhouse, and you did it. And here's Kenshin just bleeding to death from his forehead. Right.
I'm not gonna lie. This episode had me shook because because obviously the big thing.
Yeah.
You know what? I won't go there yet. I won't go there yet. I'll wait. Because there's something I want to talk about more. It's not more important, but I want to talk about it more. If you know me, you probably know where I want to go.
Is it the sexy time?
Yeah, it is. I don't know why I found that I don't know. It was cool to me because I'm like, wow, they're evil, but they're kind of just like regular people in a sense. Because
Wifey in the bedroom.
we get the name for her, by the way, too, Yumi. So Shishio is making his evil plans with Hoji, and Cho shows up and blah blah blah. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yumi just goes, I've been sweaty from my travels. I'm gonna go freshen up and I'll be waiting for you in the bedroom. And he's like, yeah.
Get your ass in bed.
I don't know why that's so funny.
I
This
mean,
guy's
yeah.
like horribly like disfigured, and he is laying pipe.
He is putting it to this lady and smells like burnt French fries.
And she does not
he's-
care one bit.
She does not care. She's like, "Oh baby, yeah, your skin is just peeling all over the bed. I just love it."
Oh my god.
You smell like a bucket of chicken. I would bite you, but I'm afraid I'd try to eat you.
Is this KFC or Church's? I don't know. Oh my god! But yeah, no. Oh, this is Popeyes. But yeah,
He's got that
was.
Riz.
He does.
He's the Rizzler.
He just talks to people, and these people go, "We will follow you to the ends." And she's like, "God, I'm wet."
The hell's wrong?
You know
with
what? I think I like it just because I feel like it just makes sense.
Yeah.
We get a lot of evil villains, and they just are so committed to the evil bit that it feels like they're less of characters and more just their like evil ideology.
No time.
Like sometimes I think it's fun to show a character like, I don't know, like an evil character, what they want to eat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like just to flesh them out a little bit more, because with Shishio, for sure we have the whole evil thing. I think as of right now, he hasn't really set himself apart as being that unique from like the other villains that we have who seek world domination and want to be the evil dictator or whatever sector of the planet they're on. But I think this is a way you do it, because he's just like, yeah, Yumi, I'm about to tap that, later tonight. But first, let's do the evil shit.
And
Uh,
he's just like standing there. Ooh,
I
I'm
shall
jealous.
conquer you later, but for now, we must
Yeah.
conquer Kyoto.
I will conquer you in the bedroom.
He conquers males by the day and Yumi by night.
You think he's a one lady evil villain?
Yeah. He's loyal. He's loyal. He doesn't cheat.
He's not a cheater. He has
What a good guy.
morals. Yeah. In fact, I want to invite him over for dinner.
Yeah, he seems nice.
I mean, in fairness to him, it is Yumi. I think his needs are being satisfied. He doesn't really have an average woman by him, so he's like, why do I need to cheat?
Yeah.
And who am I going to cheat with?
Yeah, if he had somebody that was like, oh, I don't know. Can't think of one right off the top of my head, but I'll just say Lunch Lady Doris from The Simpsons. Talks like this and is always nagging and Shishio would be like, oh, hell no. I ain't putting up with this.
Like, she's hot, she's interested in him, and she seems evil herself. It's like the perfect combination for him.
I'm curious to know what she even does other than spread her legs.
She's like some evil assassin or some shit.
I mean, I
think she
don't.
is.
She's got like some crazy power.
I feel like she's normal.
She's got like telekinetic powers we don't even know.
I feel like this is just for me. I feel like her character would be more interesting if she was just a lover of Shishio. I feel like if they made her a fighter or something, it would like, I don't know. It would maybe like devalue her relationship with Shishio, because then we would think, does he like her because of her usefulness, or does he like her because he just likes her as a person? I think it means more that she can't do anything for him other than be a companion.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll find out when she inevitably gets a flashback, and probably a really good one.
Yeah, probably.
Now here's the ultimate question to the Yumi getting it on. Is he going to town as on top, just railing her, or is he laying down and she's on top riding him?
I mean, you gotta switch it up. You can't do the same thing every time.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I mean, I think there will be some variation.
They're half and half.
They're
Okay.
rug walling it.
They're fucking rug walling. What a comeback. Remember the times of rug walling. Oh, what a good time, man.
You never rug walled before? Shit's great.
No, never have.
You should.
Yeah, but fucking okay. Now that we're done with the fucking,
We're never done with that.
we okay. No, we're never done with that. But as far as the context of the show, we're done with that. We kind of called and said that something like this was going to happen. We are introduced to this orange-haired, like this person, Cho. This person is the definition of if you were to explain what an anime character looks like to somebody. That is what he is.
That's funny. That's funny because that's kind of true.
He is like a build an anime character looking character.
He really is. Like if you were to tell someone, what does an anime character look like? There's a picture of
Look at
Cho
my
right
OC. Don't copy me.
Right. that is Cho in a nutshell. The eyes looked very expressively anime. I don't know, and the hair, and just everything else, like the orange suit and everything.
Oh
Like
my god.
definitely, probably homage to like Dragon Ball or something. Who knows? I don't know, but I was just like, yeah, this person's gonna do some stuff, and sure enough, he did. Sure enough, he did. I kind of figured it was gonna happen.
Yeah. He's something. He's kind of interesting though. Um he seems I feel like, I don't know, for some reason I feel like they're propping up his character to be kind of like shades of gray almost. What do you guys think?
Oh no, I think he's completely.
I want to say he's 100% evil. There's no
I don't
shades of
know.
gray
It
with
just
him.
it just feels, I don't know, it just feels too obvious to me. I don't know.
I feel like they're playing it very on the nose as far as his character because
For sure.
he's what just what he did with the kid. I thought he sliced the fucking kid.
I thought he
And-
did
and-
too.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Jesus Christ. But obviously he didn't do that. So
And
you
I thought
can
he killed
argue.
the wife too.
I thought he did as well.
And that's why, because he didn't go through with those things. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what the hell his character is trying to do.
To me, it feels like even in not killing them, he's just toying with he's toying with Seku. And it's like, yo, you're doing this. He gave you or she gave you the information, which, you know what? I'm gonna say it right now. Seku, are you stupid? I know he can't hear me. I know he's an anime character, but I'm gonna act like he's a real human. Seiko, are you stupid? He has your son hostage, and you don't want to give over the murder blaze because you're scared of what he's going to do with it. Newsflash: swords kill people.
Well, yeah,
Right.
Well,
the sword's
people-
his real
peop-
son.
People kill other people with swords, so it's a tool of destruction. But that's what it's for.
But
Well,
Satsuki, it was going to damage his father's legacy. Don't you understand?
His father means
My-
way more than that dumb kid.
Just-
That
just-
dumb, but like also strangely kind of smart kid.
yeah.
Hey,
He can tell who's evil and good. He's just like, ew.
evil.
Generic evil villain.
I see that hair, motherfucker.
But yeah, it was like, okay, he has your kid hostage. I think at that point, you don't want to do this, but if he has your kid hostage, I think anything he says goes.
Right. I'm sorry. 10 times out of 10, the sword is being handed over. I'm like, look, here's the sword. Please give me back my son.
Go kill a bunch of people. Who cares?
Right. Go. Right. Kill millions. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's not like he's going to stop killing people because he doesn't have the sword. You're not stopping a big threat that didn't already exist. Like, it takes a murderous intent to do what he does in the first place, and it's not like, oh, I didn't get the crazy murder blade. Oh, damn it! I'm going home.
I bet that. You know what? I know why. I know why. Because that kid probably was a little shit. We haven't seen that kid in action. That kid was
The dad
probably making racist tweets.
The dad wanted to get rid of the kid. He's like, fuck that kid. I don't like him anyway.
After it's all done, she's like,
The wife's just like, oh, are they gone? Thank God. Oh, we don't have to worry about that kid anymore. He was eating us out of house and home. I swear that kid. Like, do you see how smart he was? Yeah, he can fend for himself.
Such a bitch.
Couldn't even
Yeah, I
speak,
know.
but like I could tell how intelligent he was. That was so
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah, it's like he was eventually going to kill me in my sleep. This was a mercy killing.
Did
My
you see the other
God.
day he built an entire car from scrap?
That's when I fucking knew something had to be done. So this was almost like a godsend when that guy just came over there asking for that sword.
I will
Crypto Store
appreciate-
said, Swiper no sword fighting.
Oh
Man.
man! Oh man! Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's like that goes to what we were talking about last podcast, where like, bro, swords are meant to kill. Uh, You can chalk it up how you want, and I understand the series is trying to get up. It's trying to convey this theme, but it's hard to buy into it when it's just so far removed from reality. Like, what else are you using swords for if it's not to kill people? People typically aren't going to subdue you with a sword. Because like it's even different from a gun. Because with a gun, you could just straight threaten someone.
Mhm.
But a sword is you don't really threaten someone with a sword. You don't go, "Hey, stop." No.
Yeah. No,
Trust
I'm
me, I
gonna
could
keep
pull out this
going.
sword really fast.
You see animes? Shoot, you're dead.
Yeah. So it's just like I feel like it doesn't work at times, but I still try to get in the mood of the show and try to,
Yeah,
you know,
I think it's one of those things where it's just like it's not. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it's not about it not making sense. It's about what the symbolism of the meaning of the moment. What did I just say?
I was lost for a second too.
it's, about, it's about the symbolism of what the scene is trying to say
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
And that's a lot. That's a like you don't see that quite like often in this overtly these days. I think a lot of creators over time kind of learned to mask that much better. Now it's a lot more subtle. But
Mhm.
yeah, it was a little on the nose.
Yeah, definitely. This
Right.
thing has been evolved over the years.
Yeah.
I
Oh
feel.
yeah, it's definitely a product of its time. What
Yeah.
is this? The 80s, 90s?
Yeah, I think so.
90s. Yeah,
Yeah.
early 90s? I mean, late 80s, early 90s.
Hmm.
The manga.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Cho's kind of just typical bad guy. I mean, I feel like it was interesting at the first scene where he's playing with with Seiku's kid, and he has a children's game that they're playing, and he's bad at it. And
Yeah.
I didn't really know. I thought they were just trying to show like, oh, he's a bad guy with a human side to him. But basically, that whole scene was just to like parallel to what we saw later of him when he tosses the kid in the air and he's about to skewer him, but he sheaves his sword in midair. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of crazy. Like I said, I thought the kid was fucking dead.
Yeah. Same.
But yeah, like they were just it was a parallel to the moment that we saw earlier where he was playing the kids game where you had to stick the uh they have a name for that game. What is it
Yeah,
called?
I've played it before. Like, there's like two sides where you could like either get the ball on that end, but the tricky one is to get it the hole right on the. Yeah, I don't remember what it's
Global
called, but
Thermonuclear War, I believe is what it's called.
that is not at all what
What?
it's called. I'm gonna look up what it's called. It's Japanese. It's like a ball in a cup, but it's
Yeah.
ball
Handball.
in cup. No, it's kendama. It's kendama. That's what it's
Mm,
called.
okay.
Yeah, it's literally that what we just saw. Kendama.
Got it,
Interesting.
got it. But so yeah, Cho gets the information to get the murder sword that Shukaku made, his last sword. And my theory last time was that Shishio was going to be the one who ended up with the sword. And I'm not going to lie, considering what Cho was doing this episode, I was worried that he was going to be the one who got it. But now, how this episode has been going, I'm like, there's no way he's going to be the one with the sword.
No.
Yeah, because my God, he was getting his ass whooped.
Kenshin was owning him with the hem or not the hem, the sheath, whatever the fuck it is, of the sword itself, and Yeah, Kenshin's gonna own this guy. I know he has a Zenpaku coming in the next episode, but
Roar, Sabimaru.
yeah, it's literally a sword wrapped around his body, which is kind of cool. But in the end, I think he hasn't really shown me much to make me think he's a threat.
Yeah, like he just feels like fodder for Shishio to understand that Kenshin is a serious threat,
Yeah.
and just to go about this whole. Oh no, actually, you know what? It's for that purpose, but I think the bigger purpose is going to be because I was talking about how, or we were all talking about how we thought that Seku had to create a sword for Kenshin,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, how does he get convinced? This is how. This is the reason why it's happening in the first place. Because Kenshin's going to save his kid, obviously, and he's going to see, okay, these dudes are serious, and now that I have a target on my back, considering they know my name, I got to give this dude the sword that he needs because we need protection at this point. So I think this is what's going to get him to make him the sword that he's looking for.
I think that's a good call. I definitely think that's what's going to happen for sure.
Yeah, I think you may be right on that. That feels right on the money.
For sure. Kenshin got there through way of messenger pigeon or whatever. Well, it was delivered to the grandpa, Misao's grandpa, and then he was gone at that point because Kenshin was like, "Oh no, I gotta help this kid," and he just took off on foot. And I just love how Misao, took off, and you saw like the parents later on. But then the grandpa comes limping in, with his crutches and everything. First of all, to be at that age and even catch up that far is impressive.
Yeah.
But Misao's just like, Grandpa, you slowed us down. Yeah, I'm 100 years old. What do you want from me?
Shit. You dumbass. My apes don't work.
Seriously.
What are they supposed to do in this moment?
Just like all the side characters, just stand and watch.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you guys got here, but now what?
It's literally gonna be Dragon Ball Z. They're there just to go, wow, Kenshin's so strong.
No, you don't understand. The stance
You're right.
there. Kenshin is moving his foot to the left, which means that, oh no. Kenshin, look out!
And then they think he's gonna die, and then it was like the cloud of poof smoke, and then they're like, "This is it. He's fucking dead.
He's dead.
After all these years."
No,
wait a minute.
Wait, look, guys. I see something in the smoke.
Me too. He blocked it.
Oh no.
Turns out I
Turns
misread.
into Pokemon.
And the left foot was the other move that is also using the left foot.
Wow. Yeah, that's literally what kind of Dragon Ball devolved to with the side characters. They were once and then they turned into commentators.
Yeah, basically.
He was broken. By God, he's broken in half.
Yeah, it's just Jim Ross.
Jim Ross and Larry the King Lawler. Just
Larry the King Lawler. That's funny.
I meant Jerry. I was thinking old ass Larry King. I have suspenders. I'm Larry King, and am I still alive? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
That was pretty much this episode.
Yeah,
now we're getting ready for the big fight.
I love this episode. I have been loving this season of Kenshin so far. I have no idea why it's doing it for me. It's not like it's the best show we're watching yet. I mean, we'll see. I've heard great things, obviously, but I love it. I love it. I think it's like it's so creature comfort in a way. Like it's so familiar, but it's also new. So it kind of looks like how you sort of remember it in your head in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, it's kind of like nostalgia in a way. You know, I never saw the original ones when it came out back then, but it definitely feels like an old school anime drawn, updated for like more modern animation and looks great. And yeah, really cool.
Yeah, I think the one thing that this has over the previous season is Shishio as a villain, and not necessarily because of what he's shown thus far, but because he's the only villain that's been able to build up this much anticipation. Considering what he did at the end of last season and um how much anticipation he has now. Because the more we see from the Ten Swords, the more his hype grows because we know he's the person that resides over them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so curious to see
Yep.
how powerful this guy's gonna be.
He's gonna be tougher than a $2 steak.
Oh my god,
That's pretty
pretty
tough.
damn tough.
All right. Let's go ahead and let's jump into, oh, I don't know, you guys. Let's talk about Dandadan, featuring Best Girl Ira Shiratori, once again,
See,
is the greatest.
see.
Yeah?
She's the worst.
Damn.
She continues to drag herself through the mud. This lady, I'm gonna say it right now, see, this lady's crazy. I think when she got hit on the head with that washboard, she lost her mind.
Turned to a completely different character.
She really did.
No, it's the Goku effect. It's the Kakarot thing. She hit her head. Now she's a completely different person.
Oh, right, because he was supposed to be a bloodthirsty Saiyan and then
Yeah.
became good and sweet.
I'm not Kakarot. I'm Goku.
Goku, yeah, exactly. But I don't know what is
Wait,
wrong with
maybe
this.
it wasn't the wash basin that did it. Maybe it was Okarune's nut.
What?
Because remember, the nut fell and hit her on the head.
Yeah, but that barely did anything. The washboard gave her a mild concussion, and she looked like Family Guy.
She did do the Family Guy death pose, so.
She really did. And
Her friends have still not been shown, by the way.
I think her friends are dead.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably dead at this point.
All right.
I'm convinced that they are deceased.
Also, it would probably be pretty difficult to feature her group of friends because Momo has hers, and they're clearly superior in every way. So,
Well,
I
they're
don't
also
agree
not
with
dead.
that. I don't agree
what?
with that.
They're in the
I-
they wanted the Pompey. They got
I mean,
good
we
taste.
all want the Pompey.
Pompey.
But no, I think Ira's group of
Pompey?
friends, it was the orange juice that they wanted. I don't know why it was funny to me that they called it Pompey. But no, Ira's group of friends are crazy. They were willing to give her all this weird ass uh, demon summoning stuff material for her to, or I guess like demon exercise material.
Yeah.
and they kind of did it without question too. So
Yeah.
her group of friends are pretty crazy. And then they jumped Momo, and they didn't even know why they were doing it.
Mm-hmm. And now they've paid with their lives.
Yeah, they sacrificed their lives for her.
I don't feel bad.
I mean,
I feel a little bad.
Not me. If you're that stupid to follow somebody blindly and not even question it,
yeah, but Ira's Ira, so it's okay. She's chosen by God.
She's
Ira.
cute.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess let's start from the beginning and kind of work our way down to why Ira is just an idiot. So Ira, everything
that's a
gets
true
resolved.
statement, though. She is an idiot.
Everything gets resolved after what was the masterpiece episode last week. And for some reason, they're eating ramen noodles, at their house or
It's the One
at
Piece
Granny's house.
inspiration.
The ramen noodles?
No, Dandadan at the end of every arc, they have a feast. That was the end of the
Oh,
arc.
is that right?
Was this episode at the beginning?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, it's a direct inspiration from One Piece. They do it every
Oh.
time.
Well, I'll be damned. Okay. Okay, interesting. They kind of like resolve these their differences. Momo actually even apologized for dropping the water basin on her head, but Arya's like, brain's gone.
Who's Arya?
Too late now. That's how much she's got brain damage. She doesn't know her own name. But they like yell at each other with their mouthful of ramen noodles, going.
I love.
They understand each other though.
They did.
It's true hatred.
This series has a lot of deciphering of languages. Because remember, Ira, she had and her friends understood. And then now we have a mouthful of noodles and people understand. What else is going to happen in this series?
It just goes to show you your words. What's the phrase like we speak with like 5 or 10% with like our words and like the rest with our body language.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. With the words aren't important. It's the feelings behind them.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Arya, for some reason, got all smitten with Okaroon. Like once she left, she was like, "Thank you for saving my life." Blush face, run away, all cutesy, and I'm like, "Why? Why now?" She fucking did the whole. I'm gonna touch your nuts and make you feel all kind of special, even though I'm doing it just to fuck with you. But now she feels a certain way for him.
Well, yeah. It's because after all of that, her going, "You're a demon. You're being manipulated by this Momo Ayase." Okaroon's simple response is just, "Well, I'm glad you're all right at least," and then that's just true kindness. Yeah, and she can't help it. Okaroon's got all that riz, all that nerd riz.
All he said is, "Yeah, I would save anybody. I'm not heartless like you," and that melted her heart.
Ira isn't heartless. She's got a job to do. She's got to save humanity.
Her job is to belittle other people.
She'd never do that. But some people deserve it.
You missed the episode.
Filthy whore. Filthy whore. Stupid whore.
Well, Momo's a demon. Okay. She's not a person.
That's true.
Right. She's convinced that she's a demon. And I'm starting to notice a theme with the series. Aliens, spirits, and demons. And somehow they intertwine with one another. Which is interesting to say the least, I suppose.
Yeah, this is like a Halo game.
I mean, I want to talk about the whole Momo thing or the Ira thing, but we talked about that when they were fighting like the sumo alien. There seems to be a very specific distinction when it comes to like the yokai spirits that we are fighting, and then the aliens. One of the things that I'm noticing is like the domain expansion, basically, that the aliens are getting, where they're basically cutting off the rest of the world from what they do, where they can have a very specific a very specific group of people inside a area that they can kind of control. So that's interesting. But yeah, I did want to talk about the whole Ira thing and Okaroon. as the person that I feel is the resident romance guy. I didn't like it.
Same. She just literally forced herself onto him.
No,
I
no, 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 no. Okay, so this is the way you got to view it in Dandadan. Not for a single freaking second are you supposed to believe that Ira is going to get with Okarun. That's not the point. The point is the stupidity it brings.
Oh, I believe it's stupid.
It's like
Give me a
not for one
kiss.
moment. Not for one moment did I not agree that it was stupid.
Yeah,
But
she's like, oh, sorry, go ahead, Sasuke.
no, you can go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, just she's literally committed to wanting to get with him, and it just, I don't know, just seems so kind of like weird to me. As I mentioned before, like 1 minute she was wanting to fuck with him, and then the next, it's she's lovey dovey all of a sudden, and whether that be because Momo's a demon and she's trying to like lead him to a better life. Like, I don't know if it's one of those things where she's doing it just to save him, right? See? And something like that. But I don't know.
I think you guys are viewing it the wrong way. It's less like it's less trying to. It's not trying to tell like a romance arc. This is just her personality. This is her character.
No, I get it. It's just weird. It's just a weird thing to just do out of nowhere. But I digress.
Well, I didn't really express my thoughts on it. So I think what they've done so far with it is just bring it into comedic light. The obvious misunderstanding with what we see with Momo, and that being a reason why there's a split between them, and why like she's all fighting a monster or an alien, and why they're fighting their own alien. Um, so there's that. Uh, what I don't like about it isn't what could come of it from the future. Like, I'm not even thinking about it in the sense of a possible love triangle or anything like that. I literally just don't really like the conception of it, just because this is something that I've had an issue with, not just Dandadan. This has happened in so many series. It's just the idea of someone falling in love with someone for the pure fact that they've been saved by them. Um, it's more of a personal thing, just because I just don't really see that as a realistic thing that happens. I feel, yes, you would pay more attention to someone who saved your life, and you will owe them a debt of gratitude. But I feel like you jump through loops when you say someone is like in love with someone. I will say the one thing that the series is doing for itself when it comes to Ira is that they show that she's not really experienced in this whole love thing. So it could just be an aspect of her confusing her feelings of gratitude for love. Very possible, considering I don't think she's ever dated anybody. Considering how she was talking to Okarun.
But Sasuke, she's so popular.
Yeah,
She's
she's
been with
never
a lot
dated.
of guys.
Yeah, she's never dated a single person before the way she was talking.
No, she read everything from some kind of magazine.
Yeah.
How to
adult
win away to a
films.
guy's.
That's where she learned it from.
Didn't she say from her dad?
Yeah, from her dad.
That's kind of gross.
I mean,
Well, I don't think that dad like recommended it to her.
Yeah.
No, right?
I
think she
hope
just
not.
like
snuck
took
in.
it.
I'm pretty sure.
That's still gross because it's like your parents' like porno stash, and you're just like, oh my god, my dad's into this shit.
She's like learning it from a treasure trove. She's like, "Oh my god, so that's what you do." Okay,
Oh.
okay.
Wow, you're up. So when you put your head in between their legs,
Your whole taste get warped by your parents' weird fetish.
oh,
But no, yeah, like I said, it was just really just a conception of it. I don't know where it's going to lead. We didn't really get much from this episode. All that really happened from it was the misunderstanding with Momo. And if it's just to really antagonize Momo, I don't know if I'll mind it. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not
It's
really
like
condemning it right now.
like I said, it's not. This is not like This is not like an actual arc. This is like This is like okay. A good way to put it is it's like a reoccurring joke. That's the best way to describe it.
I want you to kiss me, Teehee.
I mean, you'll see as the episodes go on. It's literally not. You won't ever think of it again.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
becomes a funny thing.
I'm gonna think about it because Momo got cucked.
Well, yeah, she deserved it. She's a demon.
No, she
Demons
didn't.
don't deserve to get cucked.
No, they don't. And also, it was interesting how it did show like Momo's perspective first versus, Okarun and Ira's perspective, because they did it kind of like in a different perspective where Momo's walking and then just sees two people on the ground and Ira's just looking up with her lips just sticking straight up in the air. And I for once, I want an anime to have somebody go, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" and not run away and have one big misunderstanding and go, why Okarun, why? I wanted that, but we didn't get it.
Well, I think from what I remember of the scene, like she sees it and then they kind of just skip to her walking away. So
Yeah.
I don't know if like there was any inquiry from her on her side. Because to be honest, there's kind of like nothing he could really say in that situation to make it not look like what it is.
She did this to me. Get this crazy off me.
He can say like it just makes the whole situation weird. This is one of the few misunderstandings that I feel because of the circumstances around it makes perfect sense in somebody's perspective, even with additional information. Because from her perspective, Okarun's acting weird. Ira was saying what she was saying about Okarun, where she was basically hinting at some romantic feelings. Uh, all of a sudden, Okarun's makes excuses and lies to her, and then the next time she sees him, they're in an isolated area. He's sweating. She's 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 going for a kiss, and he's right on top of her. I feel like even with whatever he says, it would be like, I don't know.
I also like how she was like, and what are you wearing? S&M?
Oh yeah, because he has the weights and stuff.
Yeah. To be so bold and to just full on have sex right there in the middle of the school. Not
just
in a
like,
room.
Just like Ira,
but on the
Momo is
fucking
total virgin.
courtyard.
I mean, we all have our like high school stories, right? People are bold. I will say that, bold and stupid.
Would
I don't know.
someone have ever have done that at your school? Have sex
Well,
in the middle of where everyone could see?
like that's what I said. That area is kind of isolated. Like it is outside, but it's kind of like out in the cut to where it's not like an area where everybody's going to populate. You know what I mean?
Sure. Okay.
Because that's why he was training there in the first place.
You're
Because
right.
nobody was going to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All I'm saying is just pretty bold, and for Momo just to automatically assume that that's the thing, it's just a typical anime trope that I've just grown tired of.
If you want to, when I was in high school, we used to have a staircase that people used to do stuff like that. So that's a staircase.
A staircase.
Yeah.
Goodbye
so
cartilage. Hello knee pain in 20 years.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is if you just bent over, like the girl's just doing one of these.
Oh yeah, the Jack LaLanne exercises.
I don't know what that means, but
You don't know Jack LaLanne?
sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he
I'm not loop.
Yeah, search him out. You'd actually like him. Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
All right, let's see.
He's
Jack
fucking awesome, actually.
LaLanne.
Like, I don't know if he's like he started like the 50s or 40s or something, and he was like one of the first people on television to teach people about
wow.
physical health. And a lot of his stuff was like, hey, you wait.
Holy
Like, I remember
crap.
watching one of his
90. He lived to be 96.
dude, he pulled a boat when he was like 80 in the water. Like,
That's
during a
amazing.
contest. Like, he was doing stuff right until he died. Crazy dude. But awesome dude apparently as well.
Wow.
But he did this one skit or one tutorial or whatever, like in 1950 something, like black and white television, old stuff, about how like you should stop smoking, you stop drinking coffee, and he would like teach people how to like cook meat, and like the benefits of white meat and all that stuff. Like really ahead of his time.
Cool.
Just like
I want to read. The Decrepit Storm said, she's not an amateur. She just doesn't know much about it. I imagine she watched harem anime instead of watching those films. I knew there was obviously going to be some kind of misunderstanding, but I just laughed out loud when I saw that. Yeah. But yeah, Momo made the cardinal sin, and this is evidence for Ira that Momo is in fact a demon. She dropped the Pompey. You don't do that.
Yeah, you don't drop the Pompey.
You don't drop the Pompey.
Especially when someone's asking for it. She said, "Where's my Pompey?" She said, "I threw it into the ground." And she's like, "That's a weird way to say I didn't get it."
Yeah.
Or
It's a
that they
weird
were out.
It's a weird way of saying I gotta kill you, bitch. Where's my Pompey?
I'm gonna look up Pompey orange juice. See if it's real.
Was it just juice with the stuff in it?
Well,
The
with pulp.
juice with the
Yeah.
stuff.
The pulp, yeah. I don't know. I probably should have said
I don't-
stuff on KOA.
I don't like pulp.
Yeah, pulp is. I like my juice pulp free.
It's very rare times I like it, but yeah, like 9 out of 10 times I ain't drinking that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, this is probably the most devastating thing in all of KOA, the dropping of the Pompey.
the prophecy of the Pompey,
The Pompey prophecy.
the Pomp prophecy.
the Pompman prophecy. Oh god.
But yeah,
basically-
we the scene, the fucking awesome scene with the goddamn Loch Ness monster wanting his tree fitty.
Or Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you brought that's actually I think a more apt reference. I always think of, I first saw him as like, that goddamn Loch Ness monster. I noticed he was an 8-foot tall crustacean.
But I just loved how it was almost like they had a side by side exactly reminiscent to, just Shin Godzilla. And even though it's not my favorite Godzilla, that was a fucking cool ass scene where he literally just starts going apeshit and just the spark and the fire just coming out of his mouth and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what happened with this monster.
very cool, very cool.
Mhm.
And then we see an ABBA singing "Alien" that looks like a kappa.
Dancing queen.
Oh, the boxing one.
Yeah, so we get both of these things in the span of just a couple minutes, a couple seconds is really what it feels like. And at the very end, turns out Ira has a special ability, like you guys said. And
Yeah,
she can turn in, like how Okaru can turn into a hot guy, Ira can now turn into a hot guy too. She has her own little hot guy inside of her.
Yeah, just yeah. I don't know what he's talking about there. I mean, nowhere. I like he didn't say anything. But considering that Okaroon has like
I'm
the
sick,
residual.
okay? I'm dying here. This episode has been a struggle to say anything.
Considering Okaru has like the residual aura of Turbo Granny, I just felt like it made sense that Iroh would have the same thing going with her, considering she has the residual aura of Silky. So, you know, basically the same thing going on with those two. So, makes perfect sense.
Speaking of Turbo Granny, can we talk about how she literally threw a curveball of Okaru's nut into his crotch and fucking I always forget her goddamn name.
Seiko?
Seiko was playing baseball with his nuts.
My
She's got good
my
form.
my whole thing with that scene is that
Why did it happen?
Why are you guys
yeah,
questioning
that
this? This is Dandadan.
but also like what would have been like successful for her, because she was like, next time I'll hit it. But that means that you're going to send his nuts flying into the
Right.
stratosphere.
Right. It's like, it looks like we're blasting off again. I would have been like,
Okaru was just like,
that's my nut.
Okaru
You gonna get it back?
was probably just horrified at the thought of Seiko going, next time I'll hit it. Like, please don't.
I feel like there's like no win for him, because it's either his nuts get smacked into the stratosphere, or he gets pinged by his nuts. Which I mean, he showed how painful it was, but I feel like there should have been like an easier way. I don't know, like it's got to be something. Momo maybe like, I don't know, like massages his nuts back inside his sack or something. I feel like it shouldn't be as crazy as I gotta pitch your nut back inside your ball sack. I feel like there has to be an easy
No,
way
dude,
that
it's the only way.
we're overlooking.
No, it's the only way.
Yeah.
He has one nut dangling now. That's got to feel
Hey.
weirder than having no nuts.
I mean, I guess Momo's not complaining, so everything's okay.
Momo doesn't see anything. What are you talking about?
Momo doesn't even know what a nut is.
Well, it's a good point.
Yeah, but
She felt it though, on her face.
yeah,
True.
yeah, she did. She felt the gold cast iron nut that was Okaru's balls.
No, it was a thick membrane that looked like it was gold. So if
Does that mean
it
like
probably didn't feel like metal. It probably didn't feel good at all. Probably felt weird.
does that mean like everybody canonically has golden balls?
Only if
or is
it's
that
removed
just-
Hold on,
through
let me
that
check.
method.
Okay.
So like it's
Yep,
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. I
It has
hope you
been
stitched it
confirmed.
back up.
yeah. They're there.
Okay.
I just got 24 karat magic in my pants.
All right. We know now.
well, that's cursed. Yeah, no.
The
I forgot what I
fucking
was gonna
aliens.
say. Fuck.
Well, the
God
aliens
damn it.
come back.
The Sapporian. Sapporian? They came back.
Serpoians. You can
The
call them.
Sephirothians.
You can call them Serpo. That's like what the fandom calls them is the Serpo. So
I could call them I could call them what they actually are, a ist name, but yeah,
there are a lot of ists. That's true. They are a lot of ists.
yeah. But yeah, they come back and they again want to sexually assault everybody, and they're
And-
successful.
They want Okaru's wiener. This man cannot catch a break.
They want this.
Either
They want this
people
kid's
take his-
dick.
They want his dick. They want his nuts. At this point, he's just like, dude, just leave me alone.
It's like Chihiro and Kagurabachi. Everybody wants them.
Yeah. Yeah, just no stop. Everybody's just wanting the nuts. And
For one reason
Great
or the other,
animation.
too. They want him to put him back in. They want him to take over the universe.
You put your right nut in, you put your right nut out, you put your
Hey.
wiener in, and you
Hmm.
shake it all about. You
Hey.
do the hokey pokey and you take it and you give it. That's what it's all about.
I hate everything.
At least they explain, they explain themselves for why they are targeting Okarum specifically. It's because they want the powers that he's displaying, and they think it's a result of his anatomy rather than the weird situation of Turbo Granny and the residual aura that he retains. So, I mean, we don't know if them getting his balls or his wiener could do anything for their bodies, but considering the circumstance, that's probably not how it works. But I don't think they're too interested in my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I don't think they are. But yeah. Can't wait for next episode because I can't tell you.
I mean, we saw it at the end. Ira turns into a fucking
Black Leg
thing.
Sanji
What?
does the whole kick, the whole
Yeah, and
spinneroonie kick.
it seems like she shares the spirit of the last, the ballerina spirit that we saw the previous episode.
Acrobatic Silky, yeah. In the same vein that Turbo Granny allowed her power. Fuck my head. Oh, it hurts. Turbo Granny allowed. You guys talk.
No. It wasn't you. I was laughing at what the Decrepit Storm said.
No,
I just
my
read his
head.
comment.
I need a moment to think about this.
All right, the Decrepit Storm said the
You want
best thing
kisses?
about. Kiss him on the forehead. Yeah,
My kisses aren't picking up.
damn it.
You're gonna get sick.
The Decrepit Storm said the best thing about Silky Ira is that means we don't have to see Norma Ira as much.
Oh, hell yes.
What?
is,
Why would
that's
you
the
want to
best-
see Ira less?
Yes, that is the best version. Less Ira. Thank you. Everybody, give
No.
it a.
No
Yeah,
more Ira.
woo!
What? No,
Mhm.
stop. No.
Yeah.
You guys, stop
Yeah,
that.
keep it
Stop that.
going.
No, do not keep it going. Okay, good. We're back to normal. I'm dying. Sorry.
Seas crashing and burning, and we got 2 more episodes to talk about.
I think that's it. I'm excited to
Alright.
see
Yeah.
the. I wonder with her powers. I wonder if it's going to be. I wonder how limited she's going to be because we saw how strong Silky was, and some of the things she was able to do. And obviously, when it comes to Okarum, he has Turbo Granny speed, but it's only like he can only maintain it for a bit. And considering that she's new to this and doesn't have any training, because that's another aspect of the episode we didn't talk about. Okarum was training so that he could use these powers better. Because she's a novice. Yeah, Ira.
Momo.
Oh,
Why
yeah,
would he
she's there
protect
too.
Ira? Ira is chosen by God. She doesn't need protection. She is the protection.
Because she's cute, or whatever her phrase is.
Yeah, she's cute.
But I wonder how limited she's going to be in using Silky's power, because it's not going to be the same, obviously.
I mean, do you think it could be just be able to four-bore use it or limited? Like, how would it even be limited?
I think
what
I
would
think
she
it's going to.
lose? Is she going to lose her like ovaries or something?
I think she's no.
She's already lost it. It's her mind.
Oh,
I think
lose
she's
her
going to.
marbles.
I think she's going to have like the same time constraints as Okarum, in that like it's going to exhaust her using that power for a certain amount of time. You know what? Now that I think about it, because forget the I just want to
Balls?
call them. No, it's the aliens. I just want to call them by a certain name, but I don't want to say it. Forgetting them, the boxing one would be interesting because I feel like she would just be able to weave, and then we'll see like some Muhammad Ali rope a dope type of thing. So that would be interesting. But yeah, I expect to see the acrobatics and stuff like that, ballerina techniques and stuff, but just not to the degree that we've seen from Silky.
What if she just
Yeah.
starts crying like a child? What if that's like her battle technique, is just to cry?
I want my money back then.
Oh, I want my daughter. Yeah, I think because the next episode's a killer pass, might have to kill it after that.
It all comes down to this.
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk about our next show before I die, literally perish here tonight on this show in front of everyone.
That's the sound of C dying.
Yep. Suma Show episode checks notes 9.
Killer pass.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I'm not killing the show this week. But I want to hear what you guys think because I don't remember the episode and I'm dying.
Are you okay?
This is the one I watched NegaPosi Angler before the show. I didn't get to watch this one, and this is the one I really needed to
Are you
rewatch.
serious?
It's all right.
Oh, see. Well,
So it's like bits of it are flashing in my stupid brain.
well, it's the Satsuki and EA show. Here we go.
Well, I remember good portions of it, just not the finer
Okay.
details to go in depth or anything.
Okay. Well, Satsuki, take it away.
Well, this whole episode was basically about Takaye and how she's going to come, or how she's dealing with the fact that she's learned the truth of her consciousness existing in this world, which they were propping up to be reincarnation when in fact is possession. So I thought this episode was really powerful in that because I don't know how we felt when we heard the premise of the show. Like obviously the title made us go like, "Ooh."
Yeah,
But
I was the skeptic for sure.
yeah. But like the premise itself, I don't know if we thought about it this deeply for this plot to be a consideration for us because like yeah, we think about Takaye being reincarnated in the world and whatever. But considering this that is possession, um it's kind of like what we were talking about last podcast. With Takaye's existence, she's stripping the life of a person that was just living her life normally. So it comes like this tug of war of who gets to maintain their consciousness and who gets to live on to this world, because it's either her, Takaye that is, or Marika. So I feel like this makes this so much more interesting because it's going to sound weird. It's not as simple as a reincarnation.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty with these episodes, and it's focusing more on what we kind of figured would come of the series, and that is, Takai's realizing that her time's probably limited now. Because there's talk about, of future events that are happening, and of this little girl that she's possessing and whatnot. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know how much longer I have on this earth, but also Keisuke, I think, is the one that's really pushing hard and wanting to like keep her around, but there comes a point in time where he's gonna have to move on, and he has his office honey. What's her name?
Yeah,
Moria.
Moria, She is, well, at the end of the episode, she shot her shot and confessed to him.
Good for her.
Yeah, definitely. Gonna see what's gonna happen with that. She's gonna go, well, fuck, we know what's gonna happen. We saw. Well, I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself because that's this series loves to end things on huge cliffhangers, and
It
that was
does.
yet another
Yeah.
one.
hmm
But yeah, this was a very kind of, I would say, reflective type of an episode where we laid the groundwork, everything that has happened. We understand there's a possession happening with this poor Marika. Hell, at some points, uh, Takai said to her mom, "Call me Marika," so that she doesn't get confused when she comes back. I think she knows her time is limited, and yeah, it's crazy.
Well, the thing about her time being limited is that it would be, from our understanding at least, by her own will.
Hmm.
Because it's not like a phenomenon that she could just sense or anything like that.
She goes to
Uh,
sleep.
well, would that? Yeah, actually, in that sense, she can sense it taking over. But the reason why that happened in the first place is because she felt she was lulled into a false sense of security because she was seeing what was happening with her daughter, and she felt like her purpose was fulfilled in a sense where her daughter has got a job, she has a boyfriend, her life is going good, and she thought, you know, she did enough for her family, and then she kind of, disappeared, but then came back a month later, and now she's in a situation where she's trying to basically heal Keisuke and make him move on. But what makes this series so interesting is that she's in that role of basically being a person that has to be the martyr in a sense, even though she's already dead. She has to be the martyr and like sacrifice herself to bring everybody to prosperity. But she has her own feelings on this. Like she still wants to exist in this world. And that's what makes it so difficult because she understands that she's robbing her life on this earth is robbing somebody else the opportunity of life. So it's this thing that she's conflicted on, and that's why last episode she was just in the bed crying, saying she's sorry. And
Hmm.
Chica was speculating whether that sorry was directed towards her or Marika. But I think, considering everything that happened, I think it's clear that she was saying sorry to Marika because she's again taking away her opportunity to life for her selfish needs of wanting to fulfill uh, her family's needs as far as like a direction in her life and like some of the own things she wants to do.
Isn't it crazy in a way how we went from Takai just being a weird tsundere character in like the first 2 or 3 episodes to now everything is so serious and just melodramatic. It's
I,
very interesting.
I think they're getting everything they can from this plot. And that's what kind of impresses me about it. Because I, like I said, I did not think this would go this deep. I thought I had a good understanding of where the show was going to go when it first started, but I didn't even think it was going to get in this direction. And I find it really interesting.
You know what else is really
Yeah.
interesting? After this episode, I realized something about this show that I think would oddly this show would oddly relate to people who have probably dealt with people in their family who have had Alzheimer's or dementia.
Mm.
Hmm.
Because this episode was like, there's this, like, you could view it in a sense of like she's forgetting herself. And she's coming in and out of clarity almost.
hmm
Hmm.
And so the family has to deal with that of these two people living in, inside this one girl's head, right? But the way we've kind of been talking it out of context, if you didn't describe any of this to anyone, they may think it would probably be like an Alzheimer's patient or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
yeah. You know, we were talking about it last podcast, but like memories are the core of your being. So when you don't have it, it's almost as if you're dead. So
Yeah.
like from Chica and the Nijima's perspective, when one of the other consciousness exists, whether it's Marika or Takaye, one of them is losing their loved one in that sense. So when Takaye is there, Chica doesn't have her daughter. When Marika is there, the Nijimas don't have their mother slash wife.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
And they're gonna have to get used to not having their wife anymore. She's gone. She's been gone. But oh yeah, she just needs. Well, she knows. It's just a matter of, damn Keisuke.
He's just
it-
he's just gotta he's gotta propose to Chica.
No,
the dark horse, the dark horse ending. I call.
Listen, did you see in this episode she's playing baseball? She's a sporty
she's-
tomboy, Satsuki. He's gotta go
Okay.
for it.
she's not a sporty tomboy.
And she's left-handed.
And she's left-handed. She's look how Gap Moe she is, Satsuki. Come on.
The baseball thing was pretty cool.
Who cares about Moria? She's an office lady. I mean, she's kind of great, but listen.
It was pretty nice. I mean, just the fact that he's about to open up to her, you know, says something. But this direction he needs to go. It's not like he needs to replace Takaye with another woman or anything. He just needs to get in the. He has to get in the mindset that she's not going to be with him, and he has to live on his own, and it's really hard for him. And you know, I can obviously I can't relate to it, but I can understand it. You know, loving for someone because they were together for they were married for 10 years, I believe. And I think this is one of the instances where them dying from an accident is so potent because that's so like nonsensical. It feels like a robbery. You know, it feels like there's no purpose behind it. So it's harder to accept something like that than it is with like if it was like, I don't know, natural causes or you know, even a murder or something. Like a robbery going wrong. Because it's an accident, it's really hard for him to accept that it happened. But you know, like we've been saying, at some point he has to accept it.
Yeah. The Gripper Storm says Keisuke just needs to fuck up his life so bad that Takai won't be happy to leave.
My God.
What, Takaye? I'm a complete fucking buffoon. Help!
I'm a raging alcoholic. You can't leave now.
Oh my God.
Keisuke,
It just sounds like any
why are you pretending to be an absolute mess?
It just sounds like any manipulative tactics that people use to keep in their significant other.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
So fucking bad. Takai's inner conflict is really interesting. Like Keisuke said, someone who is as family oriented as her wouldn't want to disrupt another family.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the big thing because it's like she understands what her being here means now. Like it's not just, oh, I'm reincarnated as a little girl, wacky fun times. It's not like that. It's like, no, you're taking away the childhood of somebody else and robbing a mother of her child because you exist.
It's gonna be a
How
real
dare
funny
you exist.
conversation between them in 20 years. Hey!
Oh my god. Could you
Hey,
imagine?
remember, Marika, that time you forgot yourself for like a year?
It was like 11 months.
Yeah, almost a year. Just
Jesus
under it.
Christ.
Yeah, it's like, well, actually, we recorded you on hidden camera. Here's all the things you did, and it's just her being a mother and
Yes.
punching Keisuke in the face and doing wacky stuff, and she's just looking in horror, like, what is
Why was I so mature as a kid?
what happened there? Oh, you were possessed by a spirit.
Oh my
What?
God.
Yeah, that's why he didn't remember anything for a year. It turns into a horror movie at that point.
Life as you know it means nothing.
Takei comes back. Guess who's back to possess you? No! No!
Starts having nightmares.
Oh, we saw that story too of how the whole thing happened with her being possessed. Before the whole thing with Marika, I thought it was like, I don't know, I really like the scene where she's seeing her own death and like time just passes by. We see it through the tree where it's like winter, or it's like fall, winter, spring, summer, and it just time just elapses by really quickly, and eventually she stumbles upon Marika, who's also about to get hit by a fucking truck.
These fucking
Can we,
trucks.
at some point, can these truck drivers pay attention? I understand, like, you know, the pedestrians walking out mindlessly is stupid, but what do they tell drivers? Like, the pedestrians have the right of the way all the time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You have to be paying attention. How the fuck is it always a situation where they don't stop? That you never hear any brakes. All you hear is the horn. You never hear brakes. They never
want to
stop.
live, they'll move.
I can't stop.
It never fucking fails. One of these days, I want somebody to rise up and kill all the truck coons and just
Jesus, take the wheel.
Lay mass wake and murder just all the trucks. Just like, I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm
Stephen
going to
King's
destroy.
To his one AC/DC movie.
Yeah, I forget what it was called, but I know which one you're talking about.
You know how, like, in
Full
Chainsaw
Throttle.
Man, like the bigger fear you have of something, the stronger the devil is, and like why the gun devil is so powerful. There needs to be a truck coon devil.
Oh,
Like, I'm being so serious.
If Truck Coon is not number 2 villain in Chainsaw Man, then there's something wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
I could probably tell you what the number 2 villain in Chainsaw Man is at this point.
It's Truck Coon. I already know.
It's the Kobeni devil.
Truck coon.
Sloppy blowjob devil.
Oh god, I hate that theory. I hate that theory so much.
I am very unaware of this theory.
Just go back
Do I
and
wanna
watch
know?
the episode when they were trapped by the was it the Eternity Devil?
Yeah, in the hotel.
Yeah, that one. I mean
That one.
that entire arc was a whole ass showcase of how fucked up Kobeni is, if you think about it.
She drinks out of the toilet.
Like, Kobeni literally cannot get worse than that. That arc was like it just got all the bad stuff out of the way. It's like you just cannot get, like, there's no downhill from here. It's only uphill.
Yeah. I remember Satsuki defending to the death why Kobeni was great, and I'm like, dude, no.
I mean, Kobeni is great. You'll see.
I now understand.
It's kind of like the seed thing with Ira.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I
the
mean?
exact same thing. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll find out if Ira says, "I know what you are." The next episode, we'll find
I know
out.
what you are. She's saying it all just squeaky.
She just says that and then gets hit with a washboard.
Oh god, need more of
I
that.
wish I could record that fucking sound. This is the funniest shit. When she gets hit with the fucking head.
It's like it's almost as iconic as the fire sound that we have.
The fire what?
The fire sound, the sound effect.
Oh, the fire sound, yes. The that we did to bring your ass back. That's right.
It's almost as iconic. Almost.
I do want to say the whole thing with Mai and the proposal. Jesus Christ.
It's quick.
They did it off screen.
Very quick.
They found out
I don't-
immediately.
I don't think it's been a full year.
He was driving her to work one day. Want to get married?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That's probably how it went too, because they both have like really stoic personalities. So that's probably how it went.
Yeah, I might
I
as
get it.
well. Since you're asking so nicely.
Yeah, there's a he proposed, and they were talking about the wedding rehearsal in April, and that's kind of what really, because Takaya was already thinking about this, but that really set her off. She's thinking like, man, waiting until then, like I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be here for all that time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on holiday.
It's
On
heaven.
holiday.
Extended holiday. Yeah. Yeah, that was something too. She's like, next spring. I don't think she's gonna make it to the wedding.
No.
I think they'll still have it, obviously, but I think the mother will be there, no pun intended, in spirit.
Yeah. I actually think Marika could still be there, because I think when
Yeah.
this is all said and done, I think Chika and the Nijimas are still going to be somewhat
They're
close
gonna
to each
be
other.
yeah, because they're gonna be married. So
I swear if it happens,
I love it when Satsuki gives me that look. It's so great.
and it's funny because I was the one that brought this up, and I like how you're now hijacking it.
I
so
hate
you want
it.
it to happen.
I hate it so much. That is not happening. I hate that idea so much.
God damn, look at her hitting that baseball with her left hand.
She looking like
want-
Saber.
I want to hit that. You know what I'm saying?
My God. But no, I think like they'll be family friends. Considering just considering her job, where she's working full time now, and she'll probably need help. And it doesn't seem like she has like any family friends other than the one coworker at her other job. So I think they'll still be united. I mean, consider all the weird shit that they know about each other now. I feel like, yeah, it just makes sense for you guys to be family friends and to look after each other after all of this is done. It's what they call trauma bonds.
The Gripper Storm says this is one of the worst KOA theories in a while.
It's not even like a bad theory, because she's single, he's single, technically. But I just hate it on like just a primal level. Like I literally just want to act out when it's mentioned.
You want to rage when it's mentioned?
Yeah.
Against the machine.
Like a sleeper agent or something. I'm just, what did you say?
Yeah. It'd be crazy. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Casey is going to get with Moria because she goes into the office on the weekend to help him out with whatever he does, office shit.
That is real love. My
Yeah, it
God.
is.
She went on a weekend to help him with work? I would have been knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, I would have said, I'll help you, but Monday
be
through
getting
Friday. Monday through Friday is when I'll help you. I'm not coming in on the weekend. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah, that same day, she even which I mentioned before. And Keisuke, once again, is going to fuck it all up.
Yeah, so my wife is a little girl. And
I'm sorry, say that again?
so my wife is a little girl. And no, I promise it's nothing weird. It's just she's possessing the body of a little girl. And I just I need for the next episode to show the whole conversation, because I want to see her react to this truly.
I know. She's going to look at him and go,
I feel like because from Chica, it makes sense because she's directly involved in it and she saw the change in her daughter. But from a third party, there's like almost no way you can explain this that wouldn't make you sound crazy.
You see this little girl right here? She's my dead wife.
But how do you even prove that? Like, okay, the little girl says, "Yeah, I'm sure as hell his husband." What did you do to this little girl? That's the response you're gonna get. Like I said, it makes sense from Chica's perspective because she literally saw there was a change in her daughter. She's like, "That's not my daughter. What the fuck is going on?" But from Moria, how the hell do you explain that? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. If she's cool with it, I don't know what to say. Maybe question her sanity.
What if she's just like, "I'm crazy too. I thought
She's
you were
like,
a pickle the whole time.
she's
Date
like,
me."
I thought you were a pickle.
Everyone,
I'm a cucumber wanting to get with a pickle.
no more. Moria sees the world like in Odd Taxi.
Oh my
that'd be interesting.
God.
I'm not gonna lie.
That would be fucking cool. She sees everybody as animals. That's why she
Mhm.
always called Keisuke a goat.
You the goat.
You the goat.
Ah.
He was just like, oh, you're so funny. When really, in her mind, she just sees this, just like this billy goat.
Oh man.
Well, any other thoughts on the episode?
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
well,
pretty sure I said this before, but I think this anime is going like really different from the manga. Because let me make sure I got it right. 14 volumes. There's no way this is 14 volumes condensed. No, like no way. So the anime has to be going its own direction.
they're probably
Maybe not
taking their
towards
own liberties.
yeah, maybe not towards like the ending is different, but like as far as stuff being cut out and things of that nature. I'm interested in what the differences are.
Yeah,
So
I
I might
think
read myself.
they probably cut out the tuning exams. Sadly.
Maybe.
They probably cut out all the ridiculous baka hentai stuff.
Yeah, maybe this series had a lot more comedy aspects of it, but
Right.
it doesn't
I-
exist in anime.
Yeah, I really didn't know how I felt about it the first two because it really leaned heavy on that comedy side, and I was like, I don't know about this. But now that it's finally getting into that serious stuff, I'm hooked. So for me, I am going to pass this show.
Yeah, I like it. Pass. It's pretty good.
Pass.
Okie dokie. Time to get into our final episode of the evening. NegaPosi Angler. Turn pages to get to notes. What the fuck's wrong with Hana?
Wait, Hana? What does she do?
Yeah, I'm curious.
She like
myself, what did
randomly
she-
leaves and then is like, hey, you handle the kids, whatever. We sure this guy can handle kids?
Wait, you said Hana.
Yeah, you said Hana.
Is that not who it is?
No, his name is the dad. It's Machida.
No. Like randomly in the middle of the episode, she leaves to go take a call. And leaves Hiro to interact with a bunch of other kids.
Yeah. Because Machida or Yu leaves to fish on his own. Machida is distraught, so she tries to comfort him, and then she says, yeah, Hiro, go watch over the kid where I try to talk this guy off the ledge, basically." So she was doing good.
Yeah, kids, look at them. They're evil.
I mean, yeah,
all they did was ask a bunch of stupid questions.
yeah. These kids weren't that evil.
I've seen worse.
Mm.
I've definitely
Shotgun.
seen worse kids.
See any Stephen King movie.
Yeah, we there's
Okay,
no
fair point.
those kids
That's
are not
the
children
scale.
of the corn. They're not The Shining. They're not anything like that. They're just. Did you catch any fish? Did you? Uh, how many fingers?
Yeah.
Just the dumbest of stuff, and they're all snot nosed. And yeah, I feel like we're just going through all the side characters at this point, and we're kind of just I don't know. We're not. Well, eventually we're gonna get to good old Takaaki, where he's gonna have his. I'm sure it's gonna be fucking incredible. His backstory,
hmm
but I don't know. I feel like this series kind of has lost its sense of where direction.
I don't
You
know.
know,
I liked this episode, honestly. I thought it was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
it's sweet.
I like this. Here's the thing, because I feel like this show is just telling stories, and then the one thing that unites everybody is fishing. I think at this point it's clear, even though we got some stuff with Hero, this show isn't telling a very cohesive narrative, like a linear narrative, as far as trying to do anything. It's just Hero has new friends, and we find out more about the friend's life right now. Like that's just what it is. And I think the Machida stuff, I thought this was pretty good actually.
Yeah,
Like him trying to, trying to connect with his son, but not being able to.
I mean, I sort of, I honestly, I cannot relate to this, because the fact that I have a father in my life. But I do. There was some sort of something with this where I was watching it and I was like, this kind of like hits home in a weird way. And it may just be because of the father son dynamic of going out and fishing and trying to bond over that. And while it like wasn't going well, it's still like a sense of normalcy in their world. It's a sense of normalcy for the kid and the father, even though the circumstances are so fucking horrible and awful, right? And the dad is like trying his hardest. He's putting in, the work, trying to make things better, but it's very clear that there's a lot of road to travel down with those two. And I don't know. There's something that in how unfair that entire situation is, there's this little bit of normalcy. It's like, yeah, this is what father and son sometimes do. They go out fishing, for better or for worse, right? So I don't know, it's kind of wholesome.
I can relate to this in a sense. I don't think I can relate to everything that was going on in this episode, but I mean, my parents divorced when I was in elementary, I believe. So um I was living with my mom, and uh I would only see my dad like on the weekends. It's not to the degree of like what we see in this episode, because it seems like he hasn't seen his son in a while. But I do think I can kind of relate to the whole thing of use like childish idea of just wanting his family to get back and not really thinking about how they split up in the first place. Because when you're a kid and something like that happens, a divorce happens, you're not thinking, you're in your mind, you're thinking it's as easy as these guys is getting along again. And uh in a lot of situations, a divorce is the best thing that can happen for a family, because um you hear about situations where there isn't a divorce, and people who shouldn't be together stay together, and God forbid there's like domestic violence inside the house, there's all types of abuse, and like bottled up resentment, and things like that can breed from a household that is holding on to something that doesn't exist. So like I can kind of, again, relate to you in that sense, of wanting to have something and not really thinking about the consequence of said thing happening. But
Yeah.
at the same time, even he realizes that he has like this selfish ambition that he has to let go of in the form of him, throwing the fish back in the sea.
Yeah, I too also had a family that divorced. I was 5, so I was really young.
Mm.
I know that what that was like. Live with my mom, saw my dad every other weekend for a long, long, long time. And I had the exact same thoughts that he did. Like, why can't my family just get back together? You know, maybe we could do with. This is how stupid kids are. Maybe we could do like a Thanksgiving and get the whole family together again like we used to. But,
Hmm.
you know, when you're young, you're just very naive of just so many things just because, you know, in your eyes, they're your mom, they're your dad. But you see them as that. You don't see them as people that have flaws and that have, likes and dislikes. And then when you get older and become of age, when I did many years later, and I realized, oh, this is why they're not together. You're just like, okay, I get it now. But when you're that young and you just kind of wish for things so much, you don't understand at that age. You just kind of remember, you know, just like I did. I always remembered, oh, my dad would always take me to these places, but that's just because he only saw me every other weekend. So of course he was going to take me to the zoo or take me fishing or go to the movie theater because that's what I would always remember.
I think you said like something really profound where you said like kids kind of don't really see their parents as people. It's kind of like you just see them for what role they play as parents. And for you, that's a role that's always going to exist no matter what. Your mom is always going to be your mom, your dad is
Mm-hmm.
always going to be your dad.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to your parents themselves and how they view the relationship, their children are always going to be their children. But it's a different thing when it comes to, significant others, your wife being your wife, your husband being your husband. That's a relationship that's subject to change. And because of that, when that relationship is broken, it's really hard for a kid to understand because it's like, you're this to me, you're that to me. How come you guys aren't this to this or to each other? You know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what you was feeling in this episode. So like I said, that resonates with me.
Yeah.
Um and then too, just seeing how Machida was trying his damnness to talk about something with you. I could feel that too. I could feel
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah. He sounds like he's estranged from his child. You know, like it's that's his boy, that's his son. But I feel like it's with every generation. I don't know what it is. I feel like as the world changes around us, everything is just different. And the same stuff that our parents grew up on isn't the same stuff that we grew up on and then our children grow up on, and vice versa. So sometimes, there's some things we can connect on. I think if you have something kind of like in this example where fishing, anyone can fish. It's not one of those things where some people are more advanced with computers and then you have boomers that are just like control alt delete how wait what they just don't know anything about it and then they just feel so
The
it's like
chat told me to press Alt F4. What does that do? Hey,
my computer turned off. Fuck. But yeah, I just think there's just always that kind of disconnect. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think that's just it comes with just how the world changes over time. There's always going to be people that'll say, kids these days, they don't know how good they had it. But if you go back to even in BC time, they talk about their kids in the exact same way. It's so crazy. Like every generation just thinks that their kids are spoiled and that they're so different. But that's just the world that evolves, and it's crazy. I guess to make a long story short, boomer thing. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's crazy. Just I think it just happens with everybody. You try to get close to your kid, and then when you find that one thing that you can talk with, you kind of like hold on to that, and then you
Hmm.
try to touch other things here and there.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it's just with the generational gap that exists between everybody and like trying to connect with people. It's always just a sense of perspective, and the more a parent can kind of tap into how they felt as a child, uh, in certain situations, the better things get. Because it's hard, vice versa. A child can't think about how an adult thinks because they've never experienced anything like that.
Right.
But an adult can think about how they felt as a kid.
Right.
So you know,
Compassion.
um,
They have compassion.
yeah,
Good word.
and empathy.
Yeah, I feel like some parents just forget that sometimes, though. I feel, and I'm guilty of it myself. I had to take a step back and realize that too, and go, was I any different when I was my son's age? No, I did the same stupid shit. And then when I kind of like realized that, I kind of like understood and went, okay, this is why they're acting out, or this is why they're doing what they're doing. Some people just forget that, I think.
I mean, even with that, just within this episode, Yuku was a pretty good kid. It's just that he was kind of standoffish towards his dad, kind of cut off. But, going back to my personal thing with this, I understand that because when you're so removed from your dad who's not living with you anymore, it's you don't know them as intimately, so it's kind of like you have to start over. It's almost like you're strangers again, even though you have that bond. And it's a weird, awkward situation. And that's what was going on with you. It's like it's not that you disliked his father or that his father disliked you. It's that they didn't know how to talk to each other and how to connect with each other.
Yeah, they needed that touching off point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Communication.
I'm
It's a
horrible at
fun
it.
thing. Oh well, I mean, some people are good at it. Some people just find the right things to say.
That just starts shaking like Comey.
just do the motor. Are you okay?
All right.
um I don't think you're okay. You're the ground beneath your feet is starting to crack.
I just asked myself, what would Mimcho do?
Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
Lie about her age.
Yeah, lie about her age, and then when told to work extra hours, die.
Great
Also,
advice, by the way.
don't forget, turn into a Moe blob.
Right. And as she has like arrows stuck through her heart. You're getting old.
God.
And you're fat. Even though she's not. And you're almost 30.
So what did you guys think about? Because I felt a way about it when it was first presented. What did you guys feel about the whole thing of Yu-chan or Yu-kun saying or proposing that if I catch this fish, you have to go home, and then Hana basically accepting that challenge on the behalf of Machida?
I felt like what I felt. The thing that I felt was what the father felt. The exact same thing. It's like,
Yeah,
you can't do that. What the fuck?
Yeah, I felt very indifferent about that as well. And by that I mean I thought that was a terrible thing to say and do, because I don't know what this kid was gonna think. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna catch this fish. I'm gonna get my dad back. Then what are you gonna do? You're gonna be left there lying to the kid. Well, first of all, you're lying to the kid saying you'll come back, and then two, the kid goes ahead and gets the fish and says, "Can you move back with me?" Then you tell him no. Then they're gonna think you're a liar and that you're a piece of shit. So it's a lose-lose no matter what. And I feel like, and maybe it's a cultural thing. I honestly don't know, but I look at it as that's one of those things where he really needed to have a heart to heart, and those heart to hearts. Your mommy and daddy still love you, even though we don't love each other, kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah, I
think
thought it was weird.
I think Hana, like, I kind of understand what she's trying to do though, because she was like, I've never seen someone catch a fish that big here. There's no way that cannot
Yeah, but
cannot happen here. So
this is anime.
well, no,
This is
they
anime.
literally say that. So and so far we know when it comes to fishing, this show kind of adheres to some form of grounded logic in the real world to some degree. So through context, you kind of understand, like, okay, so basically she's, I guess, trying to get the kid to try as hard as he can and realize that it's, I guess, futile. Like, I guess there's some sort of lesson in this.
See, I thought that at first. I thought it was kind of cruel on her end to do something like that, where she thought there was no chance of it happening.
No
But she kind of
chance.
I thought
she kind of explained herself a little further, and I think the reason why she accepted on the behalf of Machida is that she wanted because she knew how impossible the odds were. It's not the fact that she thought it was so impossible that he couldn't do it. So it was like, you might as well accept it since he can't do it. I think it's more so of, it's nearly impossible to do it. So Machida used this chance to connect with you. And that's kind of what he did. Because the challenge was so difficult, he needed to rely on his father. Because remember, when he was trying to when they were catching like the little fish, he could kind of do it by himself.
the
And he
little
was going
gobbies
on, yeah,
or
he
gobies.
he was doing that. He was doing that by himself. But because like the challenge was so big, he had to rely on his father's expertise. And I think that's what she was trying to get a point, uh, get across to connect these two to each other, because she was seeing how things were going on. So she was like, maybe I could unite them through this big challenge. And I mean, to her credit, it worked.
Yeah.
We got to give Satsuki a raise.
What's the raise?
Yeah, what am I getting paid in?
Like,
Oh, no
I don't
caps.
know. Yeah, a couple
Bottle caps from from Fallout.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll take it.
some lint.
Belly button lint, or just like
I
regular
wouldn't
pocket
be.
lint.
I wouldn't be that cruel. Yeah, some pocket lint or some carpet foam.
Can I get like bubble wrap? I like bubble wrap.
I mean, we have.
Wait, what? No, not for anything like that. Just like popping the bubble wrap.
Well, about that, all the bubble wrap that I have has been popped, so you're gonna get post popped bubble wrap.
Don't worry, Sasuke. If you take it and you like wrap it around and twist it like that, you'll get some snaps off.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
that's
it's not
that's
fun
that's,
though.
that's only considering if he hasn't done that yet.
Oh, that's true. Damn. Did you do that? See?
I kind of, man,
Yeah.
I
So we
went-
screwed you. Sorry.
listen, I got a whole thing, and I just for 5 days I sat in a room popping these things, man. Like, I was thorough.
Damn it.
You scared
Microscope.
Kobeni.
Kobeni was there too.
Uh,
She was
we
scared
talk-
every time a pop went off. She ducked to the ground.
We
Damn.
talked about this before. I'm gonna bring it back up again because I just find it so hilarious. This is the funniest thing that happened in NegaPosi, other than C talking about how Hana's hair is like sentient.
It is.
Ice is Gamagori from Kill la
Oh my
Kill.
gosh, she did turn into another person again, didn't she?
I love
In the
Ice.
mid, like 5 seconds after a scene, she was like regular Ice, shorter than Hero, just talking with Machida and whatnot. And then he said something that pissed her off, and she turned into like model Ice. And then her figure reflected it, and then she was like way bigger than Hero. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and like you saw her like feet, like her feet were under the table, and she had her phone and everything. I was just like, she grew in that conversation.
Dude, Ice is like awesome. We need more
Ice is so funny. She's funny without doing anything.
Subarashi?
I'm trying to see if I had the screenshot. Where is that? Where is that?
The show has a lot of like strangely like expressively endearing characters like Ice and Hero and Takaaki and Hana. It's kind of fun.
There she is, 1 minute. There she is the next. She grew boobs. Oh my goodness, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, then at the end, I guess he catches the fish. And he wants Hana wanted to like measure it to see how big it is, but you didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to put it back because just like Hana said, because once it's caught and once it's measured and all that other stuff, then them spending time is over, and he has to go back.
Man,
And his father saw all this from afar as he was getting drinks and was just like, "That's my boy." Said it just like Patrick after getting hit in the head with a coconut. But yeah, he brought his son back to the station, and everybody said their goodbyes except for Machida. He just did and then just kind of like didn't say what he wanted to say, and that kind of pissed me off too, because I was just like, just say you love your boy. Say you love him. God damn.
I could
I
feel
love
it.
you and I miss you. I look forward to see you. Because you don't know when you will. Heaven forbid anything happens to you or him, and you'll never see him again. You know?
Yeah.
So that kind of annoyed me. But then the very next scene, fishing? I love fishing.
Now we know.
Bathroom.
Now we know why he's divorced.
He loves fishing more than his own family.
Yeah. That's how he deals with all his problems.
Yeah, he seems a little awkward. Like he seems like he has deeper seated issues that he needs to work on that go beyond just his attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs
Maybe he's autistic.
maybe, who knows? He
Did
needs
you
to
just
really...
no. Yeah, no. What did you just say?
Autistic.
Oh my god.
Now we're talking about the character Asa?
Yeah, he's talking about Chainsaw Man. I was making sure I heard him right.
You'll understand when Mappa adapts Chainsaw Man Part 2 in 12 years.
I'm bonking you, see.
Bonk burp.
You'll understand one day the greatness
Gray?
of Asa Mitake.
You'll understand the one gray, the dayness of...
One day.
Well, are they ever going to adapt that season? See?
Oh, the Mappa's going to adapt that's like they produced part 1 or season 1 out of their own pockets. So they're going to do it. Do all of it.
Yeah? Yeah? Okay. I look forward to seeing how great Chainsaw Man is, because so far, I am not entertained.
Damn.
No, you will be.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Everybody hyped it up so much back when it came out, and then I was severely let down. Other than, I think it was episode 8 where all that shit happened. That was great. Other than that, I'm
Cool.
not impressed.
It's just so funny. It's just so funny. Literally, the episode that happens right after season 1 ends is gonna be fucking insane.
I can't wait.
I think the manga's just better. I think the manga's better just because it's
Shorter.
It's
quick.
Yeah, it's especially
like 5
to
words
binge.
a chapter.
I read Chainsaw Man like part 1 in a week.
Dude, there was a recent chapter that came out like a couple months ago that had 0 dialogue, and it was fucking awesome. And it's like one of my longer videos talking about it too. It had no dialogue because there was so much to talk about.
I look forward to it. Whenever they announce it, we will be there. KOA or B Square.
KOA becomes autistic.
No cap.
No cap.
I think we'll be canceled by Twitter if we say autistic. If we call like when we get to Chainsaw Man season 25, and
probably not. Like where are they going to cancel us that we can see it? Blue Sky.
They're not going to cancel us there. They're too nice.
Yeah.
This the funny thing about not being on Twitter. Like now, I imagine like what would happen if there was a controversy and then everybody shitting on us on Twitter, and then we're just like on here like, oh, they really love us.
Yeah, Blue Sky, it's like if there's a controversy that happens and people just don't talk about it and they just move on immediately. It's like it's so refreshing.
They move on with their lives just like any other fucking person.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought this episode was a good episode. Not my favorite, but I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah, I think it's better than last episode. Although I liked last episode for its weirdness, but I think it was a stronger episode. I think it was simple, simplistic, wholesome. It was nice. Good message.
Yeah. Do we think the Takaaki episode is coming next?
Bro, it's gotta be an arc. Takaaki has got to get a movie, okay?
Damn.
When are they gonna start talking about his brain cancer?
Who cares?
Never.
Takaaki.
I mean, it's probably going to come. It's probably going to come up when when Takaaki talks to him, because like it's probably going to be a situation where he opens up to him and then he opens up about that situation because he still has.
I have a confession to make.
When are we gonna get the?
What is it? I have a boner.
Oh, I have a tumor. Well, okay. We both got something to grow in.
When are we gonna get the arc where Hiro has to choose between Mio from K-On! and Alien from Planet Glorblom?
What? What are you talking about?
Is that Hana's hair?
Yeah.
And then who's K-On?
Mio from K-On!
Yeah, but isn't that supposed?
Why is he choosing between a high schooler and a hair?
No, I'm saying she looks like Mio. It's funny.
Oh, does she look like Mio?
Yeah, she also kind of acts like her too, but not really. Just like kind of bubbly. That's about it. Why are you googling this?
Because I gotta see her again to like. Maybe I missed something. I don't know. She has big ass eyes, so. Jesus, I hate this AI shit. Oh, it's just so annoying.
Oh, come on, Satsuki. Let the boys imagine.
What the fuck does the boys have to do with fucking AI?
You said it, C, not me.
What?
You said, what does that have to do with fucking AI? Quote that man.
What? Wait, dude, this quoting is getting ridiculous. First, they're saying I'm. Well, I won't say, but you know exactly what they say that I say about me, which is not true.
There's a lot of things that you say that I have evidence thanks to Burb. I mean, yeah.
Oh my god.
What's
The
happening?
show is a yaoi. Hold on. I'm about to post it. NegaPosi, out of context. You heard it here, folks.
Oh man. Yep, that is out of context. And we know what he's doing. He's fishing. But that right there is, you know, he's ready to penetrate
Oh my god.
Okay.
somebody's chocolate starfish.
Okay. Yay, I guess. Nice.
We
Any other
have
thoughts on the
viewer
episode?
questions.
Oh, we have viewer questions this week?
We
Oh,
sure
yeah.
do. We have one question, but that's all for me. Next week will be Killer Pass. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, it hasn't been disappointing, at least to me.
No, but I kind of wanted more.
Mm.
I don't know. I feel like this is kind of par for the course.
Yeah, I
Kind
feel
of
like
what I
it.
expected.
Yeah, I feel like for what I expected, it's been pretty even kill. Like
Okay.
I've been getting exactly what I wanted
Yeah,
out of the show.
I'm neither hot nor cold on it, but I'm not lukewarm either. It's kind of,
You're Kelly Clarkson. Oh wait, no, that's Katy Perry. You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no.
yeah, I'm in and I'm out.
You're up and you're down.
Yeah, except for, I'm not a horrible person like Katy Perry, but
You're not. See, you're a wonderful person. Give me the pinch those cheeks.
don't make me go Katy Perry on you.
No,
Listen,
I want you to go see.
do you understand who I am? I'm Katy Perry, EA.
He means it.
Another quote to take you out of context.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's it's a show. I like watching it every week. It looks nice. It's written with words. Makes sounds. It's not dead.
It
It does things.
You are William Shakespeare, my friend.
It fires my synapses. Let's get into viewer questions.
Viewer questions.
Questions.
Question number 1 and only one. Would you rather have $1 billion or have one song opening from an anime of your choosing? AKA, the song would replace all radio, TV, commercials, everything.
What?
I just want to understand what was going through the person's mind when they thought these options were balanced in terms of
Would you rather
What we're-
have no game or games but with no bacon?
I don't understand. Like, do you think I give a fuck? The opening to every song for every anime could be the same shitty song. It could be fucking Happy by Pharrell. I wouldn't give a shit. Give me them $1 billion.
Serious fucking Lee. Everything I listen to, if it was that, I would blow my fucking brains out. Yes, give me $1 billion. Turn on the radio. Whoa, here's a TV commercial. Oh no, here comes another thing. I mean, who in their right mind would do that? Give me $1 billion.
Yeah, that does sound like a torture.
Literally, you wake up, go to sleep, watch TV. It just sounds like something gets stuck in your head and it'll never leave you. You'd lose your mind.
I am so high.
Exactly. Like that's the first thing you're just like, that hero song is on again. Oh my god, that hero song again.
It's
Everything
everywhere.
I encompass on the
Everywhere I
radio,
go.
TV, commercials, ads. Ugh. No.
I guess maybe you could look at it like, oh, you get $1 billion and you completely lose touch with reality.
I already lost touch with reality a long time ago.
At least with $1 billion, I could listen to whatever I want. Hell, for $1 billion, I can create my own fucking anime opening.
Or radio, whatever the hell.
Right.
Well, my answer is option 3, and that would be let Ira save the world with her cuteness.
Boo. Boo.
She's pink. Somebody said in my YouTube comments that I was simping over her quote, Kirby looking ass.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
quote.
wait, because she's pink?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought that was funny, calling her Kirby. That's actually humorous.
And she sucks.
Wow.
Well, EA,
Yes, sir.
tell us, where can they find you?
All right, you can find me not where Ira is, where she's dead shitting herself. You can find me at Everything Animated, my channel, with over 605 subscribers and counting. Not much to do here other than just chill. I do want to make me a video to urge the epic comeback that is my channel. And I don't know, I might do something. I've been saying that for years. I know. But it's been in my mind lately.
Been a while.
It's definitely been a while, as Aaron Lewis once said. So you can find me at my channel there. We do have a Blue Sky linked below. We have a Patreon that I linked below. $1 for all the content from Pokemon to Watamote and all that wonderful grand stuff that I had mentioned before. And yeah, I also have a Twitch. I still have Danganronpa to play, damn it. Damn it. Why haven't I played it? Because I've just been a busy man. That's why. But with the holidays coming up, who knows? Maybe I'll change my story and I can do some. Hell, I may have time to stream during the week since I'll have like time off during the week. Fuck. Won't be on Thanksgiving though, but you never know. So yeah, so you can find, subscribe, like, link, share, copy, blah, 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 all that wonderful stuff.
Satsuki.
It's your boy Satsuki the Savage. You can find me on my channel, Satsuki the Savage, as well as my Twitch, Satsuki the Savage, not with a THE, but with a DA in between the Satsuki and the Savage. Right now I'm playing Fire Emblem back again. I'm playing Metaphor. I think after Metaphor I'm gonna go back to Ace Attorney. What is this trilogy called? Forgot the name of this trilogy. Is it Great Ace Attorney? I don't remember. But yeah, that's the plans on Twitchy. On YouTube, I'm actually in the process of editing my Hunter x Hunter video right now, and I'm working on a script I neglected, but eventually or recently went back to last week, which is a video concerning a character I really like in Kakaguri. I can't say that video is coming out soon, but it is being worked on again, which, good sign. So hopefully I can have another scripted video out before this year ends. I only got a month left, so time is ticking. But yeah, that's where you can find me. and I hope to see you there.
As for me today, my Dandadan channel, no new chapter today. Tatsu's on a 2-week break. So I got a break today too. Woohoo! Tomorrow, new Chainsaw Man chapter. Seems Fujimoto is not on a break. Should be awesome, as it usually seems to be recently. So that's good. Tomorrow or Wednesday. God, fuck my brain. On the Sea Tactics channel, nothing is happening, and then Thursday, new Dandadan, and then kill myself. I guess right after that. Who knows? Who knows?
Sweet Jesus.
Thanks everybody for coming out this week, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Chane.